Yeah, hi guys. Very good morning. So, okay. So, taking forward from last class, we were doing with the loops, right? While, and I think that we are almost covered with the while. Okay. So, well, why is so much packed? You can sit over there, right? Differently. Any problem? I'm just asking because the days there is something new guest is coming by the name Omnik or that's great. Hey, good, sir. Yeah, guys. So we will continue with our last session, whatever we have done it, like we have done with the loops. And okay, now taking forward from the last class, actually we have seen a basic introduction of the loops and how to deal with the while loop and all those things, right? Now we will see the actual usage of the while loop. While loop is called as indefinite loop. Okay, they are called as indefinite loop. That the loops, like there will be for loop is called as definite loop, and while loop is called as indefinite loop. What does this exactly mean by indefinite loop is, um, whenever we are don't know that how many iterations we are going to make it, that is called as indefinite loop. We don't know how many iterations we have to do it. That is what is called as indefinite loop. When it comes to the for loop, it is a definite loop. Remember that it is called as definite loop. And indefinite loop means we don't know how many iterations. The while will come under the indefinite loop. Loop example is nothing but while loop. Now you may say that, sir, we are giving 1 to 10. We know that it will iterate 10 times. Why it is called as indefinite loop then? Actually, that is not now your prime numbers and your even numbers, odd numbers. You will not do in the project. That is good for cracking the interview for the coding round. Till there, it's okay. But once you get into your project, then you're not going to do anything such thing. Now there actually you're going to do the realistic stuff over there. Now there you will see the actual usage of the while loop if you want to deal with. So let's deal with like what do you mean by indefinite loop. See, when you are giving while over here and we are giving a condition, guys, over here, this is my condition, right? Is this condition is mandatory? No. What is a loop is more worried about? Output of the condition. Output. This can be true or false. This I can say that output of the condition. Okay, output of the condition. Now when the output of the this facility will not be there in for loop, no way. This will not be there. There is another mechanism is there. You want to make it an indefinite loop, but while is a perfect indefinite loop. Now you can see this. If I'm giving it something like this, while true, then what happens? What happens if I'm giving while true means? It will go through the infinite number of times. So it will convert itself into infinite loop. Okay, infinite loop. It can go n number of times. I showed you in the last class. If you're not giving the incrementation, if you're not giving the condition, then it will turn up into an infinite loop. And I also added up, if you are able to control this indefinite loop, then it is a really very powerful one. Okay, it's like very, very powerful one. Now let's see that how we can control this indefinite loop, like infinite loop. Now if you take a small example, guys, where is our control flow? Yeah, okay, iterative, and here I'm going to give it like while indefinite. Now let's see this how we will be working out over here. First I want to take, like, just imagine I want to take one student details. Okay, one student details with uh like maybe, okay, let's take it as like, we will take it as a 3 student details, and I want to take the student name, student ID, 3 marks. I want to calculate the total and average. That's what I want to do it. Now let's do this one. How we will do it? While how many students I wanted? 3 students, right? So it has to start from 1. Initialization condition, I is less than or equal to 3. Great. So first I'm going to take the name. So or ID, student ID, I'm going to take it. Enter student ID, I'm going to give it. Enter student ID. Okay. Now next one is student name. I will give it as input. Enter student name. Okay. Now third thing, student class or marks, we will take it like English. ENG, int, because this should be an integer. So I'm writing it, enter student or English marks. Okay. Now next is like, I will copy this, paste it, paste. Now this one, I will say it as a science marks. And this I will take it as, maths marks or computer marks. Now here I will say that COP, and this one I will keep it as science. Okay, clear guys? Now we are done with this. Now how many times it will iterate? It will iterate 3 times, and it will accept 3 times the student ID, student names, English, science, and computers. Okay. Now what I'm going to do it? I'm going to add them. Okay. What you are going to add? Total is equals to, yeah, English plus computer. Okay. Now after doing that, we have to calculate the average. AVG is equals to 303. Okay. Now we have done it. Now I want to print them. Same thing, I want to print it. You want to calculate the grade? You can calculate using the if comprehension. Now, so how you are going to do it, guys? If average is greater than or equal to 80, right? I'm going to give it as A over here, right? A over here. Guys, please practice this. This is very, very important. Grade is equals to A. Else, I will use one more condition. Now, this is optional. The parenthesis is optional. Why I'm giving it? To make you understand. Okay. If you give it, it will not raise an error. But, until you are perfect, you can do this. Now, there is a one more if condition. If average is greater than 60, okay, I'm going to give it greater than 60 and less than 80. Okay, 80 over here. Now you can give it, or you no need to give it. You know that any one block will be executed. If it is true, I will give it as B. Else, what I will do it, I will give it as C, guys. I'm going to give it only 3 categories. Now, if you want to do it, you can have one more if, and you can play with it. Okay, you can have one more if over here if you wanted to have it. If again, no problem. Like this, you can go on doing it, guys. Okay. Now, this is, I will give it as C. Now, first it will check the average is greater than 80. Then it will give us A. Else, it will come down to the else block. In the else block, I'm putting one more if condition. If average is greater than 60, it will come down B. Else, like, 60 or, 80. This 2 is a condition. Else, it will come down C. Okay. Now, this I will store it in a variable called as G. G stands for grade. Okay. Now here I'm going to give it as, I'm just putting on the variables, guys. I'm not writing it again. We will need to avoid the time. So std name, okay, print std English marks, okay, English, print science marks and computers, print total, print average, and print G, that is grade. Okay, now this all will be executed for one time, guys. Whenever it is iterating for the one time, this all will be executed for you. Okay, this all will be executed. This is a part of the assignment which I asked you yesterday. I'm saying in the last class. Now it is asking employee ID, name, marks, marks. Got it? It's C grade. Okay, he comes under the C grade because his average is 55, guys. 55. Now I will run it again. If you have any doubt over here, second time it is asking it, I will run it again. Like 111A marks 60, 60 and 60. Now it should be B grade. Okay, it's asking the second student marks. Can you see it? Now I'm entering the second student marks, B, and like maybe 80, 60 and 50. Okay, now you got it like 63, B grade again. Now let's take the third person, C, and I will give it as 80, 80 and 90 over here. Now you should get it as A grade. Okay, now it is working perfectly. Clear, guys? This is okay. This is okay still. Now, when you can iterate it before only, you should know that how many students you want to take it. Okay, you are putting on like how many students marks you have to take it. Now, suppose you want to give a choice to the user. How many students marks you want to enter? Then what we can do it is, guys, just that please don't write on that. Okay, it is disturbing us. Now let's go to the next one. Like I want to take the number of students from the user itself. How many students you want to enter it? Now I will just copy this one. Okay, now let's comment this part. Now let's do the same thing. Here I want to take I want to give a choice to the user. How many employees, how many student details you want to enter. Then I will take it num is equals to int of input of enter number of students. Okay, number of students I will ask. Number of students. Tell us how many students you want to enter. Now, if he gives 2 means it will iterate it 2 times. If you give 3 means it should iterate it 3 times. Now, this num will be getting into this. Okay, this num. Okay, then what we are going to do here, we are going to change it 3 to num over here. That's it. Okay, you are taking how many number of students you wanted from the user, and then it is running it so many number of times. Let's do this one, whether it's working or okay, number, sorry. Great. Okay, thanks. While indefinite loop. Okay, I have to terminate it over here. I will run it. Now it's asking me how many students. I will say 2 students. Previously what I did it, I put on the 3 value. Now I'm giving a choice to the user. Now you see this. I'm going to A like 70, 70, 70. Now you got it. Now next one, I will give it as 2. Now B, and I'm going to give it 80, 90 and 90. Now you will get it as A. Now it's taking it as how many times? Sorry. Okay, we are not doing the incrementation. Sorry. I is a 1, right? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing the incrementation. That was a 1. We are going to do this. Now let's say 2. Now I'm going to give it 1 A and 55, 60. You got it. Okay. How come it be 80? Okay. Maybe the average what we are giving is the number of students. Yeah, 3 subjects. Yeah, it should be 3 only. Not this one. Average should be 3. Now let's do it like 2 and B 66, 66, 66. Now you got it A. Okay. Now again there's a problem, guys. I have to run the code again here. 2 1A. Now it's working perfectly. Okay. I gave it a wrongly. I will do it as 60. Just a minute. If I'm giving it 2, let's give it one student, and I will give it A. Marks is equals to English. Marks is 60, 60, 60 and 60. Now you got it. Okay. Now let's do, I gave it only 1, right? I've done some mistake. Does that? Just give me 1 second. Incrementation is done over here while I is less than or equal to num. If I give it 2 over here, it should iterate it twice. Okay. 1A 5 5 5 C and 2 6 6 6. Yeah, it's working perfectly. Okay. Now this is okay. For this also, you should know that how many number of students you have to enter it. The user should know that how many number of students he has to enter it. Then now when the scenario is there, you don't know like how many number of students will be entering it. You don't know how many number of students, like for example, you don't know, like you are conducting a like marathon of your of all the colleges. Now how can you know that how many students will be coming? We don't know. In that scenario, we can't go ahead and give you like 20 or 30 or 100 like that, right? That is a mistake we have. So in that case, I want to iterate it how many times? In indefinite number of times it should iterate it. But at the same time, I should be able to control the loop. That is very, very important. Now, if I take it over here, this is the same code. Okay, let me go to the another file over here. 2, I will write it. Now you see this, I'm going to put it on. This one is a code we have done it. Sure, Rahul, I will do that. Okay. Now let's see this one. We don't know like how many students are there in this. So what I will do it, I don't want this one. All I'll be doing is true over here. Why? When I do it true, what will happen? Indefinite loop. Anyone don't know that? Okay, let me show you. So if I'm giving it like this, I told you in the previous class, this is a very important, guys. Try to understand this. That's what the reason I'm explaining it again. If for any while loop, if you want to perfectly, it has to run, means what we have to do it, we should have 3 things. One is initialization, condition, and incrementation or decrementation over here, right? Like this. Okay. Now, when I do this, it will run perfectly for us. Okay. Now, if anything is missing, now incrementation is missing means it will become an infinite loop. Okay. Now, forget about incrementation. Now, this one is a condition. This while is not bothered about the condition. It is bothered about the output of the condition. Remember that. So, output can be only 2, either true or false. So if I give it true over here, what will happen? Again, it will convert itself into infinite loop. Now you see this, it will go on printing 1 1 1 1. So this is really very, very important, guys. This is now if I'm giving it 10 over here, now you will be printing it 10 all the time. Okay. Now, when you are able to control this loop, then that will become a very powerful loop. Okay, that is what is called as indefinite loop. Now, I'm going to do that one over here. Now, you know what will happen. Now, here I'm making it as true. Okay, just see this. I'm making it, this is a one we are having. Just forget about all these things. Okay, this is not there. This all is not there. Just imagine this all is not there. Now all I'm doing is true over here. Okay, true. Then what happens? It will turn out to be an indefinite loop, that is infinite loop. I will print it hello. How many times it will be printing? N number of times. Okay, it will be going on printing, guys. So the same way, when I'm giving it this one, forget about, I will remove this part. What I'm doing over here, taking the input from the user. What details you are taking? I'm taking the ID, name, English, and science and computer science. How many times it will ask? Infinite number of times. Now let's take the first one. Okay, try to understand this, guys. A and 15, 15 and 15. Now what happens? Task clear. Now what happened to the first one? Where the values are? Now when I'm giving 1, where this value is getting stored? Where it is getting stored? Here, this value, where it is getting stored? This value is there, right? This value, whatever we are having, where it is getting stored, it is storing in a variable called as std_id, right? What about this one? This one is getting stored where? std name. This one is getting stored in English, science, and maths, like that. The different things are happening over here. Okay, now you know it. When the next one it is asking me over here, okay, just imagine I'm giving the next value over here. Now I will give it as 10 and I will give it as B and 20, 20 and 20. Now it is asking what happened to this one, where it is stored. But what happened to previous one? Haji, what happened to the previous one? What happened to the previous value? Yeah. Yeah. That means the previous value is lost, right? Lost. So what exactly it is happening? You know that garbage collector will be coming into the picture. First one, there is a memory will be allocated where 1 is stored, guys, over here. 1 is stored. Okay. For this variable will be referring to. Okay. Clear? Now, when the next time, when we are going with the second value, what is the value? 10 over here. I'm giving it 10. I'm really sorry. It's very difficult to write. Okay, 10. Now, this reference, what will happen? It will move on to the 10 over here. What about the previous one? This is moved off. So garbage collector will come and it will delete this one. So we lost the previous value, right? Whatever the values which are given previously over here, these are lost, gone. Now, if you want to calculate the total, what you have to do? Before going it to the next iteration itself, you have to grab that value and you have to calculate the total. Otherwise, you are going to lose the values, right? So last time we did it the same thing over here. Just imagine I'm putting on over here the code, remaining code. Okay, clear? Before it is going on to the next iteration itself, we are doing all necessary total, average, grade, and I'm printing it. Because if I'm not going to print it, what will happen? I will lose it, right? Remember this point. Whenever you're doing with the iteration, whenever using a single variable to get the multiple values, what will happen is you have to do the necessary operations over here before it will get back to the, before iteration goes back to the next level. Okay, next iteration. You have to do it. Otherwise, we are going to lose it complete all the values. Now, what operations I'm talking about? This is a very simple thing. I'm not talking about this one. If you want to dump the values into the database, if you want to dump the values into the file, those things you have to do it over here immediately. Remember that. Okay, I'm going to show you that one in the future when we are dealing with the files, but I'm preparing you what exactly we will be doing it over here. Before we lose the values, we have to make sure that these values are secured with us. Okay, that is being stored in the database or in any of those things. Okay, clear? Any questions, guys? Now, how many times it is going to iterate? First student name, it will calculate the total and it is going to print it. Okay, we know it. How many times it will print it? N number of times it will be going on, right? It will go on and on and on. Now, I said it, right? We have to control this one. Otherwise, it is waste. Now, I'm stopping it over here. I'm running it again. 1A, 2. Okay, we got it. It's asking the second. Now, I will give it as like 2B. Okay, clear? Now what will happen? It is asking me again. Okay, if you cannot see it, I'll just remove this one. It's asking me again. That is 4. Okay, 3, 44, 55. Okay, clear, guys? It is asking again. So it will go on and on and on and on. So we have to control this. How we will control it? After every iteration, I'm going to ask it whether you want to continue or not. Simple. Here, I will say that print or input, would you like to continue? Okay. Now I'm going to ask the person to enter yes or no. The person will enter yes or no over here. I will terminate this. We don't want it. Now this option, I will take it in a OPT, like option, right? Is having a choice over there. OPT. I'm taking in a variable. Now, if he enters yes, it will be coming into the. If he enters no, it will come. Suppose if he enters no, that is non-S, which is not S, then I will keep it a small condition if OPT is equals to or not equal to yes. If it is not equal to yes, I'm going to say that break. Break means the break usage is to break open the loop. The loop will be there, right? It is going on and on and on and on. So whenever you use the break inside that on a particular condition, it will break up. It will break open the loop and it will come out of the loop. Now, in this case, what is happening over here? It is going on printing. Continuously, it is going on printing. So what I'm doing it, I'm stopping the loop. I'm breaking the loop based on this condition. So if the person enters yes, then it will not break. If the person enters no, non-S, any non-S, then it will break up, says that thanks for using our application. I will print it over here. All data is stored successfully. Now, I'm not storing anywhere, but I'm giving a message. Print. Thanks for using our application. Okay. Now, this message, after that, it will break open. If the person is giving a non-yes, then it will come down. If we enter S, then it will be going on giving the input. Now, let's see this. 1A. Okay. It's printed. Now, it's asking me a question. Can you see this? It is very clearly asking me, would you like to continue? Now, it's like a small application which is running up, right? Now, here, I will give it as yes. Then it is asking me again. So I will give it as 2B and 33, 33, 33, guys. Okay. Now I will give it yes. What happens? It will exit. Why? Because we are validating or we are comparing with the capital S over here. So what we have to do, convert the whatever the user is giving, convert that one to upper. Clear, guys? When you convert into upper, whatever he enters, it will work perfectly for us. Now let me run it. So it will say that 1A 55. Good. Now I will give it as yes, small s. Yes, it is continuing. Previously, it was not able to continue. 2 and B 10, 10, 10. Now it's saying no. I will give it as no over here. Then it will come out. Now, this part, when you do this, what you are going to do it in the future is we are going to, sorry for this. We are going to store the data in the CSV file. We are going to store it, not only CSV file. Now we can store it in the text file. We can store it in the CSV file, or you can also store it in the directly connecting to the database also. We can directly connect it from here to the SQL database and you can store it. Now, when I opened it up, there was a code was there. If you see this code, if you can see this code is nothing but connecting to the SQL server over here. This is a code which we write it and then we will insert it and we will do it whatever. Now I showed you on the other class that how to insert the data into the database, right? In the previous class, in the, after the session. Okay, that is what I'm writing it over here. Can you see this? This is an SQL code I'm writing where? Inside Python. I'm writing the SQL code inside Python over here. And this will go and connect to my database and you can dump the data, guys. Whatever is there. Here, this see, instead of this place, you have to put it a variable, like variables. Whatever the variables we are using over here. What variables we are using? Student ID, student name, English, science, computer. All these things, you put it over here. Automatically, the value will be dumped into the table. That's it. Like while loop is really very, very powerful if you know how to use it. Okay. Any questions, guys, over here? Any questions? Clear? Okay. Now I wanted you to do with the employee. The same thing I want you to do it. लिख लो, फिर कल आके नहीं बोलना कि नहीं लिखा बोल के. So I wanted you to take the employee ID, employee name, employee designation. पेन नहीं लाए, बुक नहीं लाए, नहीं जो भी नहीं हो तो दे लो ना, मैं दे देता हूँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Employee ID, employee name, employee designation, employee experience, and salary. 5 things you are going to take it. Employee, okay, यहाँ पर लिखो क्या? Okay, you have to take employee ID, employee name, employee designation. I'm giving the short form. Okay, employee experience and employee salary. Okay, employee salary. Now this should be an infinite loop. It should be an n number of, so indefinite loop it should be a while indefinite. Now you know that what is while indefinite, right? I think that you know it very well. Now this should be a while indefinite. Okay, you people done the assignments? Why? Huh? చేసేసారా? మరి మీ దగ్గర పెట్టుకుంటే నాకు పంపించొచ్చుగా. Share it with me. No problem. Because see, guys, the purpose of forcing you people to do it to understand whether you got it or not. Because once we jump out of this coding, right, then we are done. We will never get back to the coding again. Now, I will be in an assumption that you people understand it. And when I go forward, when I'm doing the big codes right away in front of you, I will be in an assumption that you got it, means you will say, yes, sir. But I don't know that whether you got it or not. At that time, if you say I didn't get it also, it will be too late, because I can't come back again and explain it. I will do it, but still it is not recommended that time. Okay, now again, please do this coding, and this level of the coding you will not do in the data science. Once we enter into the data science, this level we are not going to do it, but this is the one which helps you to get the job. Definitely 100% sure this coding, whatever you are learning, will definitely help you to crack the coding ground. Without coding, no one will take you inside that. You'll say that I don't know, I create the model but I don't know the coding is. No, and they will not give the system, they will make you write on the paper. Remember that. So they are least bothered about your syntax, they are more bothered about your logic. What is your approach towards the problem? That is more important for me. That's why I will always ask, if you get an error, just send me. I will be more interested to look at the error, because I want to see the logic. Error kya hai yaar? If not today it's syntax, tomorrow you will learn it, but the logic is the one which is more important. Okay, because we are going to do some real-time data. I'm going to get it with the thousands and lakhs of records, and I want you to do it. Means you have to do it. Okay, and you will not get the code anywhere in the internet for that. You have to do it. Okay, na? Clear? That's why I'm insisting you people to write this code. Whatever you know it, you write it. Start it. That is more important. Start is very, very important, guys. Okay, now indefinite loop, and what do you do it? Calculate hike and calculate hiked salary. Calculate the hike amount and hiked salary. After adding that hike amount to the salary, what you are going to get it? Clear? Okay, guys, clear? Now, any doubts in this? You want me to do it again? You want me to do it again? No need, right? Okay, let me. Both based on the designation. Yeah, that's a very good question. I missed it out. So here hike has to be calculated based on designation and salary. Designation over here. So not on salary, experience. Designation on experience, both on nested if. If you use the if comprehension, that is well and good. If you are not able to use the if comprehension, you want to go with the normal if, you can do it very well. Both based on the designation and experience, I wanted you to calculate it. So what I mean over here, the people who are not getting is, like, if the person is like given as technical manager, there may be multiple technical managers, maybe around one, maybe around 18 years experience, one may be around 12 years, 13 years experience, the other may be around 9 years experience. If he is 11 years, 18 years, he should be getting like hike of 20% or 22%, whatever the hike you want to give it, guys. Don't be so formal. Okay, now here you can make it as 18. For this guy, I want to make it as 16. Okay, clear? Hope you got it. Can you do this? Sure. I have done the upper part. I've done this one as a part of our nested if condition. So all you have to do it is club up those things, two things. Once you practice them, you will be getting it. It's not a big deal. Okay, clear? The rest of the assignments I will show you after the class, not to worry about. Now guys, there is one more thing is there, that is called as while else. There is something called as while else. See, now you may ask me a question, have you used, where we are going to use it? Now, that may not be the question I would like to hear. Have I ever used it? No. I never used it in my whole of this career, this one. Because we are having a more sophisticated ways of using the same thing in what you called as exception handling. If you know the exception handling, the similar kind of stuff only we will be doing it. I think like the anyone is already completed the Python, you right? Anyone? No one will say, I know that. You also completed. So हाथ क्यों नहीं उठा रहे? अंदर दिखना चाहिए मुझे. तो ठीक है. Now exception handling is there. You have done the exception handling. There is something called as finally block. What is a finally block? बोलो. Yeah, print. Block तो mandatory नहीं है. लेकिन what is the use of final block? I'm saying. ऐसा बोले तो exception handling ही mandatory नहीं है कि नहीं? नहीं, अगर आप एक्सेप्शन ट्राई और एक्सेप्ट नहीं यूज करें तो प्रोग्राम रन नहीं करेगा क्या? प्रोग्राम तो रन होगा ना. नहीं, अगर हम लोग नहीं दिए तो, एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग नहीं दिए तो कंप्लीटली प्रोग्राम नहीं रन नहीं होगा. हाँ देगा, वो तो मालूम है, इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ. फाइनली व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ फाइनली? हाँ बालाजी. प्रोग्राम एंड हुआ बोल के? नहीं. एनी मोर आंसर्स? Oh, there is some answers are coming up. Yes, you can share it, Hema. చెప్పు. See, when the exception handling you are using it, right? Exception means a runtime errors. The people who don't know about this, simply I'm telling it. Exception means runtime error. What is the other error? Syntax error. Syntax error is we people do it. We as a developer, when you do the coding, when we not follow the rules, then that error will come down. That is called as syntax error. The exception means when there is an error will occur when the program is wrong input is given. When the wrong input is given, an exception will occur. Now a simple example over here is, now here can you see this? This is error is having this one, having any error in this? Any error is there? No error, right? Good. Now how many here I have to enter? Student, number of students. I am entering 3 over here. Okay, is there any error? Now next one, I'm giving a name over here. Error? No. Marks over here. Just see this. I'm entering 44 and you see 44 hyphen. Now whose problem is this? Is this my problem as a coder? No, I didn't do it. I've written a very good code over there, perfectly suitable. But why we are getting this? For whose mistake we got this error? Whose mistake is this? User, the person who is entering the data, their mistake. Our program is not having any mistake. Our program is running perfectly, but the person entered the information is wrong over here. So this, what will happen is this will terminate the entire program. This is terminating. You see, value error, in value literal is. Now who is saying this? Who is saying this is that you entered wrong? This is what is called as default exception handling. Default exception handling. So actually this got an error, but your PVM, what do you call it as PVM, it will go and search, is there this kind of error is handled by you explicitly. Means instead of terminating it, it want to try to check it out, is there this error is handled. If that error is not handled, then what it will do, it will give us the default, whatever it understood, it will give us the default message and it will terminate the program. Now, why it is terminating the program is, it don't know that what is the intensity of this error. It don't know, the PVM doesn't know that what is the intensity of this error. Now, when the intensity is not aware, so it will say that always better to terminate the program. Maybe this may affect the other parts. Maybe this may be connecting to the database, which may crash the database also. We don't know about that. The PVM don't know. So just like now, this is going on, right? This is showing me the screen, right? It's showing me on the screen. Suddenly there are smoke is coming down from there, special effects like, okay, some smoke is coming out from there. Now what I will do, I'm not a repairer, right? I don't know what is going on over there. What I will do immediately, why I'm doing that? Because it's showing, right? I can continue the class, right? What will happen? Maybe I don't know what will happen. We don't know what is the intensity of that one. Maybe it may be get blast, or whole circuit may be lost, or it may run like that also. So on the better side, what I will do, I will terminate it, right? On the terminated. But suppose if the guy come and tell, sir, there will be smoke will be coming, that is the special effect we are giving it for you people, so don't get afraid. Then what I'll smoke come, I will enjoy and I will move off, right? This is what is called as exception handling. Now, what is this is doing is, it is like seeing the smoke over there and you don't know why it is getting the smoke, it will terminate the program. And when the person comes and says me, I can handle that one. I can handle this error very clearly without this handling, without terminating of the program. When you are handling the error, that is called as exception handling. Okay. Now this exception handling will be of three phases. Okay. One, the error is raised and you're not handling the error. Okay. Second, the error is raised and you handle the error perfectly. Okay, the two things like. And third one, you are handling the other errors, but the error what is coming down, you are not handling that. Okay, three types will be there. One is error, which is not at all handled. Second, we are handle the error successfully. Third, when we handle the error, like but not relevant error is handled. There are three phases are there. All these three phases, I want one line should be executed at any cost. One block should be executed at any cost, means that is nothing but the finally block. So usually the finally block is used to close down the connections. Especially used to close down the connections. Now, for example, now this is not a speculation. This happened. In my experience, this happened when we were connected with the AWS in a very newly. So all the juniors were connected, guys, like this. The AWS, you know that, right? What is the AWS, guys? Cloud computing. Okay. AWS is nothing but Amazon Web Services. So like, for example, what happens is, now usually there will be an service will be there. For example, here in the cloud means remote location, not in the cloud. Inside this, there may be an Oracle, there may be SQL, and there may be SQL server, or maybe some like Teradata or something like that. All these services will be there over here. Now we are having a small project. So I want the Oracle database over here. So what we are going to do, we are going to connect to the, we will take the login to the AWS and we will get a credentials over there. We will use this Oracle database for our project. So there's another way is also there, where you can buy the Oracle completely. You can buy the Oracle and you can store it, this server in your office, and you can implement it. But this is a very expensive one, very, very expensive. After this project is done, this is waste again. For us, in this case, you will use it as per your requirement, and then you are going to leave it after that. Okay. Now this is AWS. So what happened was, we took it 5 logins. 5 logins for the AWS. They will charge us like right from the moment you log in, they will start the money. They will be billing it. They will be starting the billing. So some of the students, what they, I can't say the students, they were like, junior level developers. We gave it for the 4 senior level people to handle this. One was with me. And the 4 people who were doing it, like 1, 3, 2, 2, and 1, like these 4 people were there. They gave these credentials to the junior level people. What these junior level people is doing is they established, first step is they established the connectivity to the AWS connection is happened. Then they wrote the code over here. And this code, what happened? This is terminating. Now at the last is stop the connection to the closing the AWS connection. Last AWS. This is a code. When it comes to this part, when this code is executed perfectly, then it will come down to this part and close it, right? But what was happening was this person, these people were writing the code perfectly. The connection to the AWS is open. But if there is a termination happened over here, then the connection will be still active because you are not closing the connection. You're not closing the connection. So this connection was still active and it is never closed. And automatically the billing was going on. And these people, they don't know what is the problem. They don't know, they don't understand what is going on also. And this was happened in 2016 or like they use the second connection next time, because this connection is already engaged, right? Automatically it will show that out of 5, 1 is engaged. Now second one, they were using it. And second one, if they are having a problem over here, they are using the third one. They are not able to analyze that this connection is still existing. Still existing. So in that case, what is the problem is you can use it a finally block. What is a finally block means? If there is an error is there over here, it will terminate, right? Still this finally block will be executed. If the error is not there, finally block will be executed, no doubt, the closing part. If the error is there, still this will be closed. This is the block which will be executed at any given point of time. That is the reason why the finally block is very, very important, guys. Okay. That is like, the finally block is a block in the PVM which executes at whatever the situation it may be. Okay. Clear? Why that is very important is to do the closing of the connections. Okay, to do the closing. Now I will give you a quick example so that it is easy for us to understand our a small example. I'm going to give it over here. I'm writing it. इसमें लिखता हूं. EH. Finally. Just remember the name. EH is exception handling. Suppose if I'm taking a num over here. See this. I'm taking enter int of input, enter the first number. Okay, just see this. Second is num2. I'm giving it num1 and num2. Int of input of enter second number. Okay, these are the 2 numbers I'm taking it. And what I will do the arithmetic operation. A is equals to n num1 plus num2, and B is equals to num1 minus num2. This is a subtraction. C is equals to num1 int or divide. I will say num1 divided by num2 over here. These are the 3 things. And this is one task. This is one task. The other task is I will take the one more number, enter the tab num. Int of input of enter tab num. Okay, you are entering the tab number over here. Now, after entering the tab number, I want to create below this. Okay, let me print it this one after the other. Print A, print B, print C. Now here I will print a table over here. At the last, I'm going to print a simple table. Print for I in range, or while I will use it. I'm not using the I is equals to 1. While I is less than or equal to 10. Okay. Now print what I will do it. Num or tab num, comma, star I tab num into I will do it. Okay, these are the two tasks are there for me. One is I'm taking the first number and print it the table. Second task is take two numbers and we are printing the values over here. Now let's run this one. Error. Okay, I finished. Okay, I didn't use the print. Now let's say I want to print the 9 table. Okay, this is for the first task. Second task, I'm giving it like maybe around 20 and 9. Two tasks are there. First task number is taken, second task number is taken. Now it is great. Okay, I didn't end it up. Okay, sorry. I'm forgetting it. Now I will run it again. I will give it as 9, 10, and here I will give it as 20, 30 and 20 over here. Now it is working perfectly, guys. No problem at all, right? Now see this. Okay. Now see this. If I am doing it something like this, giving 10, I want the 10 table. My second task input is correct, right? It should print the second. Now first task, I am giving it 100, and here I will give it as sky. What will happen? Value error. But what exactly happens is, this is the first task. This first task is nowhere connected with the second task. The second task input number, that is nowhere connected with this one, right? That is an independent one, altogether independent one, which has to print the table. But because these people done a mistake, this is suffering over here. You see the error, we got it. We are not getting the table. Table is perfectly is there to take it. It can execute it. There's no error. There is an error over here, which is the task 1 over here. For this, there is an error. Because of this task is not executed. Because of one task, you are not executing the other task. This is a blunder line. Why means, suppose if you are having, just imagine, a big application is there. Now 10,000 lines application is there. You created completely a mail Gmail replica. You created 10,000 lines. And at the last, when you are dealing with the last, you want to get a logo from the remote location and you want to post it at the last over here. At the last, that is your major task. So here it will be something like this. Your total code is nearly around 10,000 lines. All the code is perfect. There's no problem at all. At the last, it has to connect to a remote location over here, and it has to get some image from here. This code is having no problem at all. Again, I'm saying all the 10,000 lines is having no problem at all. But only the last maybe 100 lines or so, which has to connect it, this is having a problem. They are not able to get this data. Then what happens? Automatically here the whole program get terminated. I don't want this to happen. This is not so important for me. All other functionalities should be shown to the client. If this is not there, then what I can do, I can use an exception handling over here. If this error is raised because of the internet connection or because of the file is not there, there may be n number of reasons where this error may raise. To avoid that one, I will use an exception handling. Now you see this here, what is happening? Because of this one, my other task is not executing, right? Where I am getting the error? Here. This one I will put it in a try block. Simply I will put it in the try block. And remaining whatever is there over here, I will put it in the inside this indentation. Okay, I put it inside this because there is a try block, means under this there is. Now there is an except I will create. Except and I will print it. Error triggered in first task. Just giving it. See, the same input I'm going to give it. Just remember the inputs, guys. Error, you see this. Previously, we got the value error. Now, I'm not doing anything. Same error, I will try to do it. In the first case, I'm not able to print my second task. What is the second task? My table is not able to print it because there is an error over here. Now, you see this. Now, you see, if I'm giving 10, here I gave the 100, and then I will give the sky. I should get the error. Right? Will not get the error because this error was, if this error was raised, that is coming down to the except block and it is printing it. Now this is what I am handling. I am, as a developer, I am handling this error. This is what the interpreter will search for before terminating the program. It will search that whether there is any except block is provided anywhere. If that is not there, it will come up with the default message and terminate it. I told you why it will terminate, to avoid the further damage. Okay. Now in this, there will be one block called as finally block. Finally block. Suppose if there is an value error is coming down over here, I can, this is for any error, you will get the same message. If I wanted an error specific message, I can give it a value error. Value error means whenever you are giving a non-integer, then you can put it on over here. Please enter integers only. Okay, integers only over here. Okay, now this, what will happen is if there is an non-value error is triggered, just imagine non-value error is triggered, then what happens? This will not be printed because this is only for the value error. Okay, now here I will print it. This is from the finally block. Finally block, guys. Now if I run this one, see what will happen. It is saying that table. Okay, now I'm giving it as sky to get the error. Now you see this, the finally block is executed. Okay, now why I'm saying is this finally block will execute whatever may be the scenario. You see this, if there is an non-value error is triggered. Let's see this. I'm giving it a non-value error like 10 I will give it, or let's give it 10. And here I will give it 100 and 0. Now, any number you can't divide it by 0, you will get a 0 value error. Here I'm trying to divide it. I should get it, but I'm not handling that 0 value error over here. So what will happen? See, finally block. Now it's terminated the program. 0 division error. It's terminated the program because I'm not handling that error over here. What error I handle? Value error I handle. I didn't handle the 0 division error over here. Okay, so what it's doing, it is terminating. But the thing what you have to observe over here is, see this finally block. Finally block will be executed whatever may be the scenario is there. Now in this finally block, we can put down the closing of the database connectivity. Now that's what I told you over here, like this. Now if that terminated over here, the connection will be not closed, right? This closing of the connection, I can put it inside the finally block, because finally block will be executed whatever may be the scenario. Okay, now like this, in the while, there is while is there, while else. Now while else, the else part will be executed whatever may be the scenario. Now, whatever may be the scenario means, if you check it out, if else, if, and I'm having else, when the else block will be executed, right? When the if is true, else block will not get executed because only one will be executed, right? I told you if else block, if is there, if is true, then the if block will be executed over here, like whatever may be the statement, statement 1, statement 2, this will be executed. Okay, and there is no chance that if the if is true, the else block will not get executed. Remember that we told you before also, the else block will not get executed, right guys? Now this is how the nature of the if else. But when you're doing with the while condition over here, and inside this condition there will be a statements over here, S1, S2 and S3 guys. Okay, these are the three statements, and there will be a else here, S4 and S5, just imagine. Okay, now this while block will be executed when, as long as this condition is true. Okay, as long as this condition is true, while block will be executed. Once the condition turns false, there is a chance that condition will turn from true to false. Yes, there is a chance. So this condition will become false. Once the condition becomes false, automatically the else block will be executed. Now, in this case, why I gave this example is, in this case, if the if block is executed, else block will not execute. If block is, if is false, that is if condition is false, then only the else block will be executed. When the else block is executed, then if block will not get executed. Only one will be executed. But in this case, both will be executed. In other words, I can say that whatever may be the situation, the else block will be definitely executed. Else block, because first, if the condition is true, like if I'm giving a small condition like while I is greater or x is greater or less than 3. Okay, I'm giving it simply. Now here I will write it x is equals to 1. Now this is a simple one, guys, just take it. Now first the condition is true. Yes, the condition is true. Then what happens? The x blocks will be executed. Now x block, we are having print a or b or something like print x, I'm keeping it. Print x. Now I will say that x is equals to x plus 1. Okay. Then I will use the else block over here. Else block, I will say that print out of y. Now just see the scenario. First, this condition is true. Yes, it is true. True means the 1 will be printed, 1 will become 2, and condition is true. Yes. Now 2 will be printed, it will become 3. 3 is less than 3. No. So what will happen if the condition is false? Once the condition is false, automatically from here it will come down to the else block. When the else block will be executed? When the while condition is false. Okay, now let's take the another scenario. I'm not taking this one. X is equals to 5 I'm taking. Is the condition is true? No. Then what happens? Come to the else block and it will. So while if it is executed, or while block is executed or not executed, but else block will be definitely executed. Okay, definitely executed. Now I'm going to show you again. I told you, when we have such a powerful tool like finally, we will never use the while else over here. We will never use it. Okay, mostly the else block is used because the else block will be definitely executed. Whenever you are doing any closing of the connections, we can use it in the else block. Remember that. Now I will show you this one. How it will work. While else. Okay, let's take it. I is equals to 1. While I is less than or equal to 5, 5, print I. Okay, now here I will use I is equals to I plus 1. Now then I will use the else over here. Print, this is out of while Now let's run this one. Got it? Now let's give the I is equals to 10 over here. There's no chance that the while block will be executed. Got it, guys? This is out of the while. Clear? Any questions? Now we can use this one for the, now I will do it a bit proper example so that you can get it the actual usage. Now I will do it with the prime number over here. We will take the number is equals to prime or not. Int of input, enter a number. And the basic principle behind the prime number, what we discussed was, if I'm having, just imagine guys, if there is 5 is there, this number has to be divided from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how many times it has to be divisible? Only by 1 and itself, right? So what we are doing, we are using the while loop and we are generating these numbers, right? We are using the while loop and generating these numbers. We are putting in the I and we are doing it, right? Now just imagine how many times the count should be equal to 2. Count should be equal to 2. We know this, okay? Now because it is divisible by 1 and itself, right? So the count is 2, okay? Now just imagine like we are not having, like, see this case. If the same 5 I'm going to take it, and this 5 previously what we did it, we are multiplied, we divided with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? Now just imagine this one. I'm removing this part and I'm removing this part. So how many times it has to be divisible? 0. It has to divisible by, it has to be, count should be 0, right? That means to say, if I'm having like 6 is there over here. Now just imagine, I'm using 6. Usually prime number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? If I'm not using the 1 and 6, then how many times it has to be divisible? 0 times if it is prime number. Suppose, but if you check it out, this one, 6 is divisible, 2 divides 6 3 times. So now when we got this, is there any need to check it out, this one? No, right? This is a very small number again. If you take it some number like maybe 1000, I want to check it out whether the 1000 is prime number or not. How many numbers we have to multiply with, divide with? 1 to 1000 actually. But what we are doing, we are removing the 1 and itself. So what will become here? 2 to 999 or 10,000. 999. How many times it has to be divisible? 0. 0 times it has to be divisible in order to prime number. But take the first number itself. How many times the 2 divides 1000? 500 times, right? Now it is giving us that it should be actually 0. The number of divisibles should be 0. But what is happening? The first number itself is divisible. So is there required for us to go through all this 999? No need of that. If the first number is divisible, then you can say that it is not a prime number simply, right? We can say it. The same mechanism I'm going to apply it over here. You see this? I will say it as, if the number is given over here as, let's take it 5. Okay, 5. Now previously we are dividing from 1 to 5. Now 2 to 4. So the initial value should be x is equals to 2. Sorry, 2 over here. Okay, and condition should be while x should be less than what? Num. Less than num, because 5 is the one, right? Less than num means 5 is there, so it will stop at 4. Okay, because I'm saying less than num. Num is having 5. What it will do, less number than 5 means 4. It will stop at 4. Okay, until the 4 is, if it is equal to that, it is not good. Then I will do it if, okay, if num modulus x is equals to 0. Means if it is divisible by any number, then what we are going to say it, if this is divisible by any number, what you are going to say, it is not a prime number. It is not a prime number. Not a prime number. And what you are going to do, you are going to break it up, guys. Because we don't need to check it out all the next ones, because we know that it is not a prime. It is divisible by first number or second number or third number. So we are saying it's not a prime. Now the question is, okay, will this work? Yes, it will work. X is equals to x plus 1. Okay. Now let me see this. Enter a number 9. Working? Right? Now if you give it like 6. What about the prime number then? Huh? 7. We are going to give a 7. What is happening? Huh? We have to write it in the else part. Okay, we have to write it in the else part over here. We will use the else part. In the else, we are going to print it not a prime number. Prime number, sorry. Okay, now when you do this, then you see this 7 is a prime number. What will happen this? What is happening? See this, guys. First, you will be seeing this like, first I'm giving it as 5, right? 5, take it. Now it will start from 2. 2 is less than 5. Yes. Now 5, this is 5. Remember this. This is 5. Num is equals to 5. Now 5 divided by 2 is equals to 0. No. So what will happen? It will come out of this. It will not go into. It will increment the value. Okay. Now what will happen? The x value 3. So it will go and check it out whether 3 is less than 5. Yes. Yes, 3 is less than 5. Now it will come down and check it out. 5 divided by 3. Is it 5 divisible by 3? No. So it will get out of this and it will print it over here. Okay. Now after this, it will go back. It will become 4 and it will go back again. 4 is less than 5. Yes. Like 5 divisible by 4? No. So it will come out over here. Okay. Now again, it will become 5. It will go and check it out. The 5 is less than 5? No. So this is false. So it will come out and where it will go? Else part. Okay. If suppose this is like, 6 is there, what will happen? First one is 2. Is 6 divisible by 2? Yes, it is. So automatically it will enter into this and print it. It is not a prime number and it will break. When it break means it will break open the complete while. This is also a part of the while. Remember this. This is also a part of the while. Okay, it will break open the while. Remember that. Okay, guys. Now, this is the way it will be working out. Okay. Now, this is an example. You can take it and do it. Now, there is one more thing called as for loop. For loop is very, very important. Try to see this. There are, when you are dealing with the for loop, we are having some, I'll write it as for loop over here. There are some terminologies you should understand while dealing with the for loop. One is called as, again, this is also, it is used to iterate it, a block of statements. It will iterate it until and unless there are the block of statements. Now, for loop is just like again a loop. Now, this will act like a, especially the for loop was designed for the sequential data type. Remember that, guys. For loop is majorly designed for sequential data type. What is a sequential data type? Which can hold the multiple values in a series of internal memory locations. Okay. Now here example is list, string, all these things, tuple, set, a dictionary, all these things comes under this. Now this is a one should be coming at the top. Okay, guys, for loop is mainly designed for the sequential data type. See, the nature is like, what is a sequential data type will be, suppose if I'm having some values over here, like maybe 111, and I'm going to give it like, okay, Arjun, and PM is a designation, and maybe 50,000 is a salary I'm having, experience 12 years. Just see this. Is this a sequential data type? Of course, yes, it is. It is a way it will be storing the data inside this. If I'm taking a list is equals to, or list 1 is equals to, L1 is equals to, I'm putting down all these things, values inside this list. 111 and PM and 50,000 and 12 years. Now, this is the way the sequential data type is. Like list is a sequential. This is a list, guys. Just see this. This is a list. Execute nahi kar rahe yaar, chhod do. Okay. Now, yeah, sorry. Now, this is a sequential data type, guys. This is a list, which is called as a list. We didn't do it, but just we have discussed earlier. This is a list which can hold the multiple values. This will be storing inside it. It will be like this. It will be storing inside like this. Okay, let me do it. Now, this is the way it will be storing inside. Now, what the for loop will be doing is, for loop will be going and get the first 111 and it will print 111 over here. Then afterwards it will go and get the Arjun and it will print the Arjun over here. And again it will go and get the PM, it will print the PM, 50,000 and 12. Like this it will be doing. This is the nature of the actual for loop. Actual for loop is specially used to extract the data from sequential data type. But looking at the popularity of the for loop, they extended the functional. Now, this is not going to deal with the numbers. Now, what the while loop did it, now you can do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this, the while loop can generate the numbers, right? That cannot be done with the for loop. Actually, the for loop was specially designed for extracting the data from a internal memory locations. That is a major nature of the for loop. That is indirectly, it is like, it will act like a for each loop. This is called in the other programming language for each. Now, this one, looking at the popularity of this one, they extended the functionality of this for loop to the numbers also. That was done with the help of a range function. There was a range function. With the help of range function, they extended the for loop functionality to the numbers. Actually, by nature, the for loop will not deal with the numbers like this. It cannot generate the numbers. Okay, I'm going to show you this one, how the for loop will be working. So for loop is again a loop mainly designed for the sequential data type. If you want to use a for loop for the number generation, you have to use it with a combination of range function. Okay, range function is very important again. So this will be, we are having the similar kind of stuff called as a range in the NumPy. Now all this, like indexing, slicing, range, a range, all these are very much similar to that of in the NumPy over there. Okay. Now let's actually, now there are some terminologies also you have to know it. Iteration, iterable, and iterator. Okay, these are the terminologies. Now let's see this for loop, guys, how it will. Okay, you want to note down, note down. Iteration, iterable, and iterator. Remember this. Now let's see this one for loop over here. Okay, guys, now let's do this. I'm taking it as, now A is equals to 111 Arjun PM 50,000 something is a salary. Now this is internally, it is stored in a series of memory locations, guys. If you check it out, it will be stored in a series of memory locations like this. Okay, it will be stored, this one will be stored in one memory location, this will be stored in the another memory location, this is stored in another location. Of course we can extract them using the indexing also, but here with the help of for loop you can extract it very easily without using the indexing concept. Directly you can extract it. Now let's see this one. For I in A, that's it. I in A. Now this is a membership operator. This is a membership operator. Now I in A, print I. That's it. No incrementation, no initialization, nothing. When you run this one, you'll get the output. Can you see this? Now this is effectively can work with the each and every sequential data type. Now you may ask me, will this work for a string? Yes, it will. Now see, X is equals to, I'm keeping it as India. Now India is a sequential data type, right? India is a sequential. Now I will be storing in one memory location and will be storing in another memory location. Now I will do it as X. That's it. Now you see, you're going to get it INDIA over here. Clear? Now here, there are three important terminologies are there. I told you. What are those? Iteration, iterable, and iterator. Now, what is nature over here is, see, this one will be going and getting the values from here. Okay, first this one, then this one, then this one, and then this one. Okay, now you should understand that now I is the one which is going and getting the values from different things. Now let's talk about what is iteration. What is the iteration? It is a process of repeatedly executing a block of statements until and unless a condition is satisfied, is called as a iteration. Okay, it is a repeated execution of block of statements. Okay, कुछ और बोला था क्या इससे पहले? I'm asking you, what was the starting line? Did I said it something else? The same, right? It is a process of repeatedly executing a block of statements until and unless a condition is satisfied. This is called as iteration. What is iterable then? Now, usually you can, okay, I will write down over here. This is not required for us. It is a process of repeated execution of a block of statements. Until a condition is satisfied. Is called as a iteration. Okay, guys. Okay, now what is iterable? The object on which the iteration is performed is called as iterable. Object on which the process of iteration is performed is called iterable. Now, what will be an iterable? Usually sequential data type. Will be an iterable. Okay, guys. Now, what is object on which the process of iteration is performed is called as. Now, iteration process means you are performing a block of statements you are executing again and again. Now, object on which you are performing this iteration process, that is called as, iterable. Now, in this case, what is the iterable? X is the iterable. This complete process is called as iteration. Now, what is the iterator over here? Iterator. I is a iterator. I is a iterator. And an agent, you can say it, an agent which will extract the data from the iterable internal memory location is called as an iterator. An object which extracts data from iterable internal memory location is called iterator. Now the question is, I told you, like, there are three important things you have to know it. Yes, Rahul, I will do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow from today. Okay, but you write down. It is better to write down. Don't relax. Okay, clear, guys? Is it okay? Now, if there is a process of iteration over here, simply we did it. A is equals to, I'm going to keep it as, or X is equals to. X is equals to, I will keep it as apple. Apple, right? So for I in, for Y in X, and print Y. Okay, guys, print Y. Now, this whole process is called as iteration. Now, what is the iterable? X is a iterable. X is a iterable. Usually what it will be? It will be a sequential data type. Now you will be seeing an error saying that it is not a iterable, means it is not a sequential. Int is not a iterable. The message will be coming like this because it is not a sequential data type. Now, Y is what? An agent which communicate between communicate with the iterable and extract the data. That is what it is like. Okay. Now the question is, I said you, if you want to perform any loop, there should be three things. What are those? initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Where are these? Where are these? Haji, Balaji. भाई दिख नहीं रहे हो यार, तो सामने आ जाओ यहाँ पर या yeah, these are the interview questions, guys. Definitely they will ask you. This is what is iterable, iterator, and iteration. This is an interview question. Definitely they will ask you. If you are going as a fresher, they will definitely ask the question over there if they are doing it. Now, what is yeah, Imran, we are going to do that. We will figure out a solution on this. Okay. हाँ हाँ जी, क्या हुआ? Anyone? Have you finished the generators? ऐसे मत लगाओ सर जी, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ वहां पर नहीं. हाँ बोलो, generators finished? वो क्या होता है मत पूछो अब प्लीज. पेन जनरेटर, एनीवन? ओ यूपी वाले, यू डोंट नो मतलब क्या हो गया ना आपका? वो तो गया नाम के वास्ते जैसा. हाँ मैं बोल रहा हूँ. एनीवन एल्स? नाउ द क्वेश्चन आई आस्क्ड, इज इट वैलिड और रॉन्ग? हाँ टेल मी द आंसर देन इफ इट इज वैलिड. क्वेश्चन इज वैलिड, राइट? बट आंसर भी होना चाहिए ना उसका. Is this a loop? Yes, it is a loop. For loop, the condition should be that the three things should be a perfect loop. Start and end at one point, right? If you want to start at one point and end at one point, these three things should be there. But where are these three things? Is they are not there? Yes, they are there. But they are internally taken care. That is the reason why the people usually wanted to use the for loop rather than going with the while loop. While loop, you are doing everything. Here, internally taken care. Okay? ठीक है? Yes? Where is that internally taken care? Tell me. Huh? So there is some functions called as iter. सुना लग रहा है ना? Iter. And next. గుర్తొచ్చిందా? చెప్పు ఏందది? వస్తుంది. Iter and next. Generators లో very effectively. So what will happen is, see here, if you are taking a for loop over here, just see this. I'm taking an apple, guys. A P P L E. Good. Okay. Now this is the actual. Now this is a value, right? Now as I clearly explained, okay, you are getting it. The last you attended before. समझ में आ रहा है? कहाँ से हो? नाम? Okay. Now here, if I say that x is equals to apple, guys. Now what will happen? This will store in a memory location, right? Memory location it will store, right? That memory location we are giving a reference to this x. Now when we are doing this one for, listen to this, guys, for I in or I nahi z in x. When you do it z in x, so what will happen? This z will, what it will do, guys? It will go to the a first. Okay. And if, okay, I will do it print over here. Let me do the print z. Print z over here. Okay. Now what it will do is like first Z will get the A. Now A will be printed. Then again when it go back, it will get the P, then P, then L, then E. That's why we will get it A, P, P, L, E. Okay? Now, who is doing this? See, when the Z is there, right? When the Z is introduced to this one, this memory location is done by iter function. That is nothing but initializing. It is taking the X is, sorry, Z is there, right? That Z will be given with the address of the iterable, like what this is a iterable memory location will be given by the iter function. Remember this iter function. And you know, this will have the address now. Now, when it is doing it, when it do the print, now there will be a next function will be there. Next function will do the dual operations. What it will do is like it will print the value, it will extract the value from the memory location, and also it will transfer to the next memory location. Okay, the dual operation it will do it next. What it will extract, this one iter will tell the address where the values are there, it will give the address, only initialization. After that, there will be a next function will be there over here inside this that will extract the value from that memory location, and next time when it will take it with to the next memory location. That is being done by the next function. So next function will be having dual operation. It will extract the value and take it to the next memory, internal memory location of the iterable. Okay, it will print the value or extract the value, and also it will take the to the next internal memory location over there. These are the two things which are you have to write down. This will be initializing the memory address. And next will be extracting the value and guide to next memory location. Okay, this is what it will happen. Okay, clear guys? Any questions? हाँ, condition जब खत्म हो जाएगा निकल जाएगा ना. There is a specific number of values, right? Now this will be going on. First it will check it out, then 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 it will check it out. Last, when it is done, it will come out. That is iteration stop iteration. There will be something like, I will show you. The stop iteration will stop the value. Okay, that is a condition. Whenever it reaches the last point, it will stop it. I will show you. Okay? Any questions you have it? Clear? Now for loop will have the initialization and condition and increment decrementation. Now this is taken care by iter and the next. Okay. Do you want me to do that? Huh? Do you want me to show that one now? That iter and next? Who said yeah? यकीन नहीं है. हाँ, कभी तो करो, किया करो यार, याद रखेंगे. iter x, iter of x, guys. This I'm storing in a variable called as a. Okay. Now this is printing. What this will print? Okay, just comment this one, or no need of commenting. This is printing India perfectly, right? Now iter, what it is doing, I'll say that it is initialize the value, right? It will give the memory location. Let's print the A. What we should get it? Huh? Memory address. Can you see it? Memory address. Okay. This is the address. Now I said you, iter will initialize the address. No, it got the address. Now, what I have to do it? Next of A, that's it. Next of A, one time next, what it will do? It will extract one value. Okay. Now, let me run it. What I should get it? What I should get the first value? Nothing will be printed. There's no print. Okay. So here I will use the print over here. Then it will print it, guys. See, the value is extracted. No doubt the value is extracted by the next. But what is the problem is we are not printing onto the screen. So what will be printed? I will be printed. If I want A, again do the next. You will get the A. Again you do the next. What you are going to get it? D. Okay. Now if I want last two numbers, I will do it last two. India. Got it, guys? Now see this one and this one, it looks the same. Okay. Now this is very, very effective. The next is even the generators also, it will be very useful for you if you know the generators. Clear, guys? Now he was asking, where is the condition? Look at the last one. I will use a time over here, time dot sleep of 2 seconds. Before printing it, I will say that import time. Got the error. Stop iteration is the error. So it reached the end. So after that, you are trying to extract it. So it will not get it. So automatically, whenever there is a stop iteration is there, based on that, it will stop. That is how it is doing it. Okay, because of the stop iteration. Okay, there's a last point will be there. The last point, once after that, you know, there won't be no value, right? So it will stop it over there. Now, still why we are getting the error means I'm trying to extract after that also. After the limit, I'm trying to extract it. So that's the reason why I'm getting a stop iteration over here. Okay, guys, now these are pretty much important, very, very important, these things. These 5 terminologies are very important. These 5 terminologies are very important. One is iteration, iterable, iterator, iter, and next. Okay. Now, I was saying you all the time that for loop is specially designed for the numbers, not for the, sorry, specially designed for the iterables, not for the numbers, right? Let me show you that. Like I will use the while I is equals to 1, while I is less than or equal to 10, and print I is equals to I plus 1, right? What is this will do? It will print the values to us. Okay, clear? Now, what we are going to do it is, I will use the same for loop over here. Now, for loop is specially designed for the sequential data type. Now, for I, or let's do it like x is equals to 1. X is less than or equal to 10. Print x. Don't write this part. Okay, don't write this part. The down one. Okay. Now let me print it. X is equals to x plus 1. Will it work? No, it will not work. It will trigger an error. Syntax error. Okay. Syntax error. What is the syntax error? Everything is fine, right? This the for loop is not designed for these conditions. Okay, for loop is not designed. Now, how you are going to deal with it? So how we are going to deal with it is, there is a specialized, there's a patch up is being done for this. Initially, there was no for loop was not having any range function, because the popularity of this, it is very easy to use. Everyone want to go with the for loop only. So because of that, they created a range function. They have given a range function for, now instead of I want to print it, right, I will use it something like this: for I in range, or x in range of 1 to 11, print x. Now once we do this, we are going to get the same thing. Okay, now what is the nature of the range function is, yeah, that's great. What is the nature of the range function is, range is the, it's very much similar to that of slicing. If you know it, like slicing also. Now if I want to do it with a range will be having 3 values. It will take the 3 values. One is start value, comma, end value. End value, you should give it like 1 number more. Wherever you want to end, 1 number more, just like you are slicing. Then next one is step. Okay, this is start value, end value, and the step. We have dealt with very detailedly about the step in the class earlier. Like whoever didn't attend it, we are going to take it, not to worry about. So now look at the slicing. Slice is if I'm having a string like S1 is equals to S is equals to, I will write Python. Okay, something like this. I want to extract like love, S is equals to S of. Now indexing is, you can give it like, if this is starts from 0 and 1 and 2, 3, like this, it will be going. The first one will be 0, 1, 2 and something. If I want to get L, I will give it as 1. If I give it 1, I should get the L over here. If I want to get all this love, so it should start from 1, end at 1, 2, 3. Now, sorry, 0, 1 means space, guys. Space. 2 is L. 2 is L. 3, 4, 5. And I will use 1 number more than the last one. That is 6. 6 colon 1. Now, this is nothing but first 2 is the starting index. 6 is ending index. And 1 is step. Now see this similarity between range and this one. The same it will be, but only difference is here there is a colon and there we are using the comma. Apart from that, anything else? Now slicing is specially used to extract the substring from the main string. Okay, that means without the main string, the slicing will never work. Suppose there is no main string is there, then how it will work? It will not work at all. So for performing of the slicing, the main string is required. So what is the nature of the slicing? It will extract the substring from the main string. Now, when it comes to this one, what it will do is like the same thing. I'm giving it range, starting value, I'm giving it as 1, ending value, I will give it as 11, and step is equals to 1. So what it will do? It will get the values from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this till 10. I am going to get it because it will stop 1 number before the ending one. So we will get the values from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You will get it. Okay, guys. So you're going to get it something like this. But what is the difference between this one and this one is the range is having the power to generate the values. Range is having the power to generate the values. Range is one of the unique functions which can generate the values on this own. Now that is what is happening. Now if I am giving it range, just say that range 1, 11 and I gave it 2, then what happens? What is happening? Huh? It will skip one value. Okay, that means say that it will print every second value. Okay, so if I'm giving 2, it will skip one value. It will start from 1. After this, it will skip next value. What is the next value? What is the value it will skip? 2 will be skipped and it will print 3. Now, why I'm giving 2 means every second value. This is the first which is printed. Then this is 1 and 2, the second value. 3 will be getting. Then which one we are going to get it? 5. Then 7, 9. That's it. Okay, because it will stop at 10. Okay, we have now if I'm having range of 1 comma like 11 comma 3, then how many values will be skipped off? 2 values will be skipped off, and the values will be printed is 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay, these are the values will be printed. Now you are clear. Now in this, unlike the slicing, the step is not mandatory. Step is not mandatory. You can remove the step. If you remove the step, by default, it will take it 1 as the. If I am removing the step here, see this range, I am giving 1, 11, and I'm not giving any, or 5, I will give it 5. And I'm not giving a step. If I'm giving 2 values, it will take the first value as a starting value, second value as a ending value. Okay, the step is missing now. If you're giving 2 values, then it will be taking as a starting value and ending value. You can't give a step inside this 2. If you're giving 2 values, means first one will be starting and ending. Now, if I am, what will be the output? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because by default, it will take step is equals to 1. Now, if I'm not giving anything like this, range 1 or see, like this, I'm giving it. I'm giving as 5. Then what will happen? Not error. How it will be error? So it will get error. यहाँ पर निकाल लो यहाँ पर. No error. Okay. Now, when we are not giving the starting value and the step, now if you're giving only one value, that will be taken as ending value. So the step will be 1. Remember this. In this case, the step will be 1, positive 1. Remember. And in the starting value will be 0. Default starting value will be 0 over here. Now default ending will be 4. Ending value will be 4. Ending will be at 5. That is 4. The value, the results will be coming up like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, guys? Clear? Now, if I am giving it something like this, I'm not giving any value. So where it will start? What is the step? You will get 0. You will get the error. You should have minimum 1 value in the range. Okay, that is the nature. You should have only 1 value, at least 1 value. Now, if I'm not giving anything over here, this will give us an error because it can start from 0. Where it has to end, you don't know where to end it. So that's the reason why it has to give it error. Range expects at least 1 argument. So you are giving 0 argument. Not with the slicing. Slicing you can do it without giving also. Negative also you can do the same thing, guys. Now, if you are going to do it negative, I will give it as start from -2 or -1, and I'm going to give it as -5. Okay, and here I will give it as -1. then it will start from -1, -2, -3, -4. It will stop at. Now let me show you this one also. -1, comma, -5, comma, -1. Will it work? I give it dot. Okay, clear? So you'll be doing it. And you know that how to play with this. We have spent enough time in the slicing. You can do with this. Not to worry about. I'm going to explain the people who didn't attended the initial class. This is a very important concept for me. Float value where? If you want to give the float value, now here it will not work. If you give it like this, it will give an error. Now here, no way. This also we can't, I think so, right? It's giving us a float cannot be intercepted as n range. Now, if you are dealing with the a range, you can do it. A range is a part of the numpy, not this one. A range is a part of the numpy. It is an extension of the range function. That's what I said it. If you know the slicing, it will be very useful for you in so many places. I said it. So that is a very, very important concept. Okay, guys, now it is clear what is a range function. Okay, how the range function is used. I will stop the class. Already it is like 11:42. I think that some of you have to leave. So whatever we have done it as an assignment, I gave it, guys. Try to do it with the range function. Okay, try to do it with the range function. Range with, now we have done it with the while loop, right? Whatever the assignments that we have done it, use it with the for loop. And try to do it with a range function like prime numbers, a list of even numbers, and some. Okay, I said that in the last class. I will explain you. Why don't you contact this admin people? They will help you out. The person who messaged me, they can contact the admin people. Now, there is something I forgot to say it, and the last class itself I would have said it. That is how to do the sum, count, and the product. I missed it out. Now, if I'm having a values, now you don't know this, like you are taking the values, starting values, snum. Snum is starting number, int of, input of, enter. Today is my first class. What do you mean by that right now? I didn't get your question, Rahul. చెప్పనే రాదు అందరిని నువ్వే తీసుకుంటే ఎట్లా Rahul, like what do you exactly mean? You are asking that is this is the starting of the, it's only Python, or we covered anything else related to data science? I will say yes. Enter first number, okay, or starting number. I will say that start number, and then I will give it as n number, int of input, enter ending number. Okay, clear? Now what we are going to do, we are going to give it I is equals to s number, starting number. Okay, while I is less than or equals to n number, print maybe I, and I will read I is equals to I plus 1. Now we don't know like how many numbers are there, because this is purely depends upon the user. I will give it as 5 and I will give it as 15. Then I will get it something like this. So it can be any number. Now if the person is giving 111 and he will give it as 2, 3, 5, 7. Now, how many numbers will be there in that? You have to count it, right? Instead of counting, how we can get it, the number of numbers is being considered inside this. How? By taking a dummy variable, c is equals to, c stands for count. I am using it. Usually we use it c only while coding standards. And I will initialize, like increment the c. c is equals to c plus 1. Or you can also give it as c plus is equals to 1, like this. Okay, so first it will be 0. Once the number, whatever the number is entered, one time it will enter means it will increment it to 1. Second number, for the second number it will increment to 2. Third number it will increment to 3. Like that, each and every time it will be incrementing each and every time. Okay, now if you want to print it, now see this, if I am giving the value, starting value is equals to like maybe I will give it as 10, and this one I will say 15. Just say that. Okay, what is the starting? 10. So 10 is less than 15. Yes, e number is 15, right? Then it will print 10. Then what will happen? See over here, c will become 1, because previously c was 0. C plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 will be stored. Amen. Good morning. Good morning. We are in a process of going towards the data science, Rahul. We are just learning the basic stuff, what is required for the data science in the programming prospects. Okay. Now, this will be, C will be 1, guys. Then the I will become 11. 11 is less than 15. Yes. 11 will be printed. Now, C previously was 1 now. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 will be stored in C. Then this will become 12. 12 is less than 15. Now 12 will be printed, and here 3 will be there. Right, that, you know, it will be slowly incrementing it. Lastly, after the while loop, you have to print it. Print count. I'm giving it as 10, 15. Okay. 6 numbers like this, count. Okay. Now, if you want, no, I don't want the count. I want the sum total. How many numbers are there? Use a variable, another variable, s is equals to 0. Now, it's not mandatory to be s and c. You can use it any name, but I'm initial. This is for the counting purpose. This is for the sum, and the difference will be count is equals to c is equals to c plus 1, and sum is equals to c. S is equals to s plus I. That's it. Sorry. Here S. Now here I will give it as 10 and I will give it 20. How many will get it? 11 and 165. Got it? Clear? Now I wanted product, multiplication of all these numbers. All I have to do it is into over here. You have to keep the into. But when you initialize not to 0 to 1. And here we have to give it as P is equals to P into I. Print product. Ten and 15. Okay, guys. So these things try to understand, because this will be useful for you in the future a lot. Okay, try to see this. Okay, so I will stop the class over here. Okay, sure, I'm going to do that. Hassan Ali. Any questions, guys? Yeah. See, that is the built-in function. I'm writing the internal mechanism, what is goes. I'm telling you the internal mechanism. Now, count function and sum function, max function, sometimes you may not be using that. It is very difficult for you to use it. They are generalized functions for the sequential data type. Sometimes it is very difficult to use that one. Okay. When you can apply the sum function or max function is when the data is there in the sequential format, like in the list or something. In this case, there is no data in that. I'm just gathering the data from the user and I'm doing it. Break will break open the loop. Saujanya, I'm not sure about that. Let me check it out. Break open that one. Now, if you see this, if I use it a while loop over here, it's not, we have to do it later on. Break. If I'm saying I is equals to 1 while I is less than 10 and print I, how much, what will happen? It will print the values from 1 to 9. Good. Okay. Now I want to break when the 5 comes or when the 7 comes. That's what my requirement is. When the 7 comes, I want to break it, or when the 5 comes, I want to break it. Simply, I will say that if I is equals to 5 or 7, let's keep it 7. I want to break it up when the 7 comes. So I will use the break. Now what the break will do is like it will get you out of this loop. Only out of the loop, not out of the program. Now if there is anything written over here down, this is from main program. Something like that I'm writing. So what will happen is now here once the number comes to 7, that is this point. So what will do, it will enter into this and it will do the break over here. Break means it will come out of the loop and it will be printing this part. Okay guys, it will not go out of the program. It will be breaking the current loop. Okay, after the for loop we are going to see that one. So please practice the for loop, guys. A for loop is very simple, and I strongly recommend do all the assignments using the while loop and for loop. Both. For loop will be very, very easy for you, but try to do it in the while loop. I showed you actual power of the while loop where we are using an indefinite loop. That is real power of the while loop. So now let me run this one. 7 and it will break. Okay. Again, if the nested loop is there, outer loop and inner loop, the inner loop, wherever you mention the break, only that will break, but still it will be there in the outer loop. Okay. So clear? Any more doubts, guys? Is it okay? Yeah, I know that like we have done it very quickly. If you are able to go through it, practice it, it's good. If you're not getting it, let me know. I will take it like one more session for you out of this one. Out of this, we are going to take a one more session and I will explain you everything in detail if you wanted. Once again, the while and for loop also. No problem for me. Okay. Now, this is like, you can, I will stop the class over here. I will do some examples tomorrow and we will end up and we will finish it off the interruptive and then we will step into the sequential data type. That is pretty much important. Only list and dictionary is the one we are going to cover in detail. The tuple and set are not so much important. Okay. Clear, guys? Let me check it out, Asan Ali. Yep, this is the end of the class. Anyone want to leave? They can leave. We will be having a backup session. Huh? Oh, want to leave? Leave. No problem. ఊరికెళ్ళి వస్తున్నావా? Yes, yes. I will be sharing the classroom notes. No, not that data structures. Data structures means we are going to learn the list. Rahul, we are going to learn the list, tuple, set, and dictionary. We are not going to do with the actual that data structure, the one which you are talking like linked list, arrays, stacks, queues. All those things will not come over here. I was waiting for this classroom stuff, and once the classroom is set up, like I'm going to put on all the things. They said that they set up today, so I'm going to put on all the details over there day by day. You can have a look at that, all that information. Hema, yeah, I'm doing it right now, the backup session. Yes, Rahul, we are going to cover. Okay, I think that it's done with all the questions. So let's start the things. I don't know, like because I have to check it out. You can, I shared my email ID. Yeah, some of them are already sharing the code over the email ID. So you can also share me over the email ID if you want it. That's not a problem for me. I will just check it out and respond to that. I already shared, ma'am. Just a minute. Yeah, to, you know. Can you see this? Hema. Okay. Chalo then. Once the the classroom is set up, guys, I'm a bit confused because they're sharing me something else. So you want to the Python? Rahul, you know the Python? Yes. I don't know, like there are two Rahuls are there. Rahul Sai, the person who wrote it over there, like debugging. So debugging is very easy. I'm going to show you, not a problem. Okay, you will understand what it is. Chauhan, like I got a wrong link. That's a problem. I raised the request, and once it is get it, I'm going to dump all the data into that. Okay. Chalo. Hope I can start it now. Sure. Now, yeah, we have seen something, sequential and sorry, RDBMS and NoSQL, right? Okay. So let's see this one, guys. So we have seen some basic understanding of the, what is data and of how the data is stored, why the SQL is called as schema based, and all those things. We have seen it. Now we are going to look out for the major difference between the data science and machine learning and deep learning. So these quick information. Now, if you check it out, the data science was, first the term they call it as, when they use the term, the any like any term any new term is used, that is called as, coined. So here data science was first coined in the year 2001. Coined in the year 2001. There is one gentleman called as William Cleveland. He was the one, he used it. He is a statistician and he's a computer scientist, and this guy used this term called as data science for the first time. For the first time, he is the one, he used the data type in 2001 in one of his research papers. One of his research papers, he used it. Now the reason why this was boomed up in in 2001 was, it was introduced, the term was used was because of NoSQL, which was actually came into the existence in the year 2000. So this NoSQL came into the existence in the year of 2000. Now because once till 2000 we were not having any particular database where we can store the NoSQL data. Remember that there was no term was there where we can use it over there. Okay, and now when it comes to the artificial intelligence, guys, artificial intelligence was first coined. Now you know what do you mean by coined. First time they use the word coined by coined in the year 1956. 1956, and the person name was John McCarthy. John McCarthy, and he introduced this term, came into the existence in a conference called as Dartmouth Conference. This is Dartmouth is a college name. This is Dartmouth Conference was actually, they created a series of conferences from 1956 or 1955. I'm not sure about 1955 or 1956. Let's take it from here to 1960. Now they introduced the terms called as revolutionized terms over there. These conferences was happen every year. Now this comes under the MIT, that is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. In the MIT, this Dartmouth conference was happened. In the college they happened. Now what was the purpose of this was, they were giving the invitation to the different people who are doing an innovative works in their field, especially in the computer science, in the physics and all these sectors. They invited the people. In that conference, John McCarthy used the term called as artificial intelligence for the first time. And according to him, what he defined is, see, it is the process of designing the intelligent machines. It is a process of designing intelligent machines. And how he defined and how he explained is based on an agent and environment mechanism, using an agent and environment mechanism. That means if you are building up a machine, so it is a process of building up an intelligent machine which can, intelligent machine means which can mimic humans. Why humans means, as we know that humans are the most intelligent people on the earth. So these people will be, they will be building a machine which is exactly behaves like a human. Now how human will be emotionally attached, the same way the machine should behave in the same way like that. Okay, like for example, if you are your friend is there, you will be very happy to meet him, and if you see something like you are very much tensed, the things will be different, right? So in the same way here, the machine should be analyzing the situation and it should act accordingly. It should act accordingly based on the situation. That is what it is. Now, how he defined is based on the agent and environment. What is the agent and environment is, like here the machine will become the agent. The machine which you are taking is called as an agent. Now, agent is nothing but anything which can take a decision on its own is called as an agent. Okay, and environment is nothing but where the agent will take the action is called as environment. That is, again, we are going to deal with it when we are going through the theory concept of artificial. It's a detail, we are going to have it. There will be multiple things. The different types of AIs are there, like as I explained. So here, here he explained it very perfectly using an agent and environment. Now how, and like just take it like if you are sitting in a room where the AC is too high, and once you enter into that room, now immediate actions will be different. You are outside, maybe this room is completely filled up with the AC. Now the temperature is down to 10 degrees or 11. Outside you are standing, and then you come inside, immediately you will change your reaction over there because the coolness will be there, right? So you will take some actions to prevent that. You can't close the AC, then you will get something to cover yourself up. Now this is, who is the agent over here? You are the agent. You can take a decision over here. Anything which can take a decision on its own is called as an agent. Now you are entering into the room, and room is an environment over here. Okay, room is an environment. Now based on the environment, you are taking a decision. What decision? Okay, you want to put on the sweater or jacket or wind up yourself in the blanket or something like that. You can do it. Now this is purely based on the environment. Okay, not because like you are standing outside, you're not doing this. Once you come inside, your actions are changed. That is the way he explained it very perfectly over here. Okay, now this person again, like it, now don't think that usually there's a speculation that this was stopped, that was talked and it was stopped. No, it was constant gradual development was going on since 1956. In 1960, all these conferences were finished. First time an AI laboratory was built in the MIT environment, where under the guidance of the John McCarthy only. And then there was a lot of funds was given by the US military people for these people to develop the intelligent machines. But that was lack of data, lack of technology, that was not happened at that time. Okay, but slowly they were developing the things. Now then there is what is a machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but, again, this was coined in the year, the same conferences. Okay, it was coined in the year 1959. Let's say that 1959, and this was done by Arthur Samuel, and even he gave it this one in the Dartmouth conference, which is a part of MIT. Even still the MIT is there. It's not that it is closed, it is there. Okay, now what he said is, now his version is completely different. What he was saying is it is a process of developing a machine which can learn by itself. Now the connectivity between this and this is very close. Now initially they thought that these two are two different things, but what this one was a pure speculation. Means he was imagining that there will be a situation where you will be having a machine which can built on your, like, which can be acting like a humans on its own. But in this case, actually he experienced a machine which is learning by itself. Now if you take it a simple example over here, if you do it like what he did, it was he built a chess software in 1951. He built a chess software, and he observed it very closely based on the algorithm and based on the scientific methods. He has built a coding and he had done it. Now, what he observed was, as the time was passing, as the more and more people are using, now it was very difficult to beat that software. Initially, when the very less people was, like 1 or 2 people were using it, so it was okay. It was like, it was beaten up, or it was defeated within 5 or 6 steps or 10 steps, 15 steps. But as the time went on, like maybe 6 months or something like that, it was very difficult to beat this software. This software was very difficult to beat. Now, how this happened? He didn't change the code. He didn't do anything. How it happened? That the chess software was learning by itself. Based on the algorithm, it was learning the things by itself. That is what it was happening over there. So that is the reason why he came up with saying that machine which is learning itself. Okay, so it's a process of developing a machine which can learn by itself. Sorry. By itself. Okay, that is what you call it as a machine. Now, what is the connectivity between them? Now, this is a machine which is reflecting a human behavior, and this is the machine which is learning by itself. Okay, now if you see that, now if you are walking, now just imagine you are getting out from your house over here. This is your house, and you are getting out the house, and suddenly you have seen that at the turning of this place, there is a like a pit hole was dug by the people, like where the lot of water was there. Now you don't know that. You are going from here, suddenly you turned and a bike came down and went through this. Now what will happen? All the water will be on you, right? That was not expected. That was happened. Now after that, you went back and you changed and you came back again. Now what you'll do? You'll go from that. What happened? You learn from your mistakes, right? You are learning. So that is what is doing over here. Machine is learning by itself. Now that is what it is. Now here, if you check it out, you are taking a decision. Wise decision over there. Intelligently, you are acting it, right? You are acting intelligently. So it is a process of designing an intelligent machine which can mimic the human behavior. How the humans are behaving like this, like when they turn up, there is a pit hole was there. He went, next time he will not go. The same way the machine should behave in that way. That means the machine should learn from its mistakes. Machine should learn from its mistake. Both are same, but two different people has defined two differently, but later on they understood this. These two are same. Okay, now, and one more in this time, like one more an innovative thing came into the picture. In 1960, they came up with the OOPS. Now, OOPS was actually designed for a language called as Lisp. There was a language called as Lisp. This language was again designed by the John McCarthy. John McCarthy is a person. He designed the Lisp. Now, this Lisp was corely designed for the purpose of machine learning and artificial intelligence. But this was like later on the OOPS was supporting this one, but that was not so effective. But later on, like this OOPS concepts was used in so many other language, like there is like Simile, there's so many other OOPS like C++, Java. There's so many languages are using. Now this is a standard kind of, it's a coding standard. Okay, now what is a deep learning? Now deep learning, again, there's not a one person developed, there are multiple people developed this one. And this was came into the existence in there is a lot of speculation and a lot of things are there from 2006 to 2012. In between that, so many people claim that they use the word first time about this deep learning. What is this deep learning is? Now, again, it is an extension of machine learning. I will say that extension of machine learning. Now, what do you mean by this is, now whatever the problems which are not solved by the machine learning, that is solved by the deep learning. Okay. Now, the problems like, NLP, natural language processing. Now, like computer vision. Okay. Now, natural language processing is simple example is your, Siri, Google Assistant, Siri, where you speak and that will understand it. Okay. Now, this is what is called as natural language processing. Now, what is a computer vision? Computer vision is nothing but it is not, again, guys, it is not a new technology. Only thing is that we are implementing this one in using the new technologies. Actually, this has been in us so many times, like how if I'm speaking it right, I'm saying it right, write a program, then what you're doing, you are looking at me, you are understanding what I'm talking, your brain will understand and then it will command you and you will do the coding, whatever you want to do it. Okay. In the same way, the computer vision is also not a new one, guys. Now there will be neurons will be there in our brain. Now if you look at a person, a image or anything, now each and every small difference will be stored in the different neurons in our brain. Now that is the reason why now you are if you are seeing your very close friend or very close your classmate or someone else, what will happen is, even though if they are walking from you away, they are walking now, usually, what, by looking at the face, we will recognize a person, right? Very easily we will recognize a person by looking at the face. But what happens is, sometimes the person will be walking away from you, but still you are recognizing it and you will call them, wait, or something like that. How it will happen? Okay, face means, okay, everyone is having different face, but the backside, what will be their hair only, right? It will be the same. So how you are able to recognize it? That is how the neurons will be working. These small neurons, whatever is there in the brain, that will be storing, there will be billions and billions of neurons will be there in our brain. And these neurons, now how it will be looking is something like this. I'm talking about the biological neuron, guys. Now this will be there. Something like this. This is a neuron. This will receive the signals and it will take the decision and will process it. Now that will again a deep learning concept like this. Now each and every neuron will store the each and every feature of a person. That is the reason why sometimes, by looking at the only eyes, we will able to recognize who is that person. By if you show a very close ball of yours and you show the, just give the eyes, and it will, you can easily identify it. And there'll be so many things will be there, like that this mechanism is being implemented in the artificial intelligence. Now how this is implemented? This is implemented with the help of technology called as TensorFlow plus Keras plus CNN, convolutional neural network. And when it comes to this one, this is implemented with TensorFlow again, plus Keras, plus RNN or NLTK. Okay, we are going to see the both, not to worry about. We will be working on the both. Okay, and this kind of stuff, which is very difficult to do it. So which is not possible in our machine learning, those things we are going to do it in our deep learning. Now this is the future, no doubt this is the future. Okay, now machine learning is like an just an introduction for you into the machine learning, into the AI, but deep learning is the one where you have the expertise level into that. Okay, now let's see that what is the life cycle of data science. This is a very important one. Life cycle of data science. Okay, now let's see, the first step is called as data wrangling. cleansing, data mining, and after this, like we are having model preparation or building up the model, and we are having evaluating of the model, and then we are having I'll say evaluation. Okay, evaluation of the model. And next one is prediction, and deployment. This is the complete life cycle of the data science, guys. See, when you see this one, the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and all these things, the most important component in all of this is data, guys. Without data, you can't do it anything. Remember that data is very, very important over here. So in this, there are two parts. As I told you, there will be two parts will be there in this one. This part is there, right? This part you will call it as analysis, and this part you can call it as analytics. Okay, the first one is called as, first part is called, first three steps is called as analysis, and next one is called as analytics. Now, what is an analysis and analytics? Before getting into this, we will see that what is analysis and analytics. Okay, it's very much common. It's a very simple thing. See, if you are having a data, now just see this, you are having a data, and the analysis is specially used, and it will give the answers to how and why. It will give us the answers to how and why. Now, for example, if you are having now when you use the analysis and you will take a decision, right? That is called as IoT also, Internet of Things, Internet of the Things, which is used, they will use the analysis a lot. Okay, now let's talk about this one. Now, if you are having a business started over here, now this is a one, this is your business, you started, it went up, and then it came down, and currently it is there over here. Now this is 2021 or 22, sorry. Okay, now this one is the peak point where your business was really doing very good. Maybe this one, maybe 2018. Okay, this is the starting point, maybe around 2012. Okay, this is your starting point. It was when you started. Now it was really doing good starting itself. Then it was continuously growing for next 6 years. Then it fell down in next 3 years or 4 years, like this. Now, if this is a situation, you, the stakeholders means the people who invested in you, they will ask you a question: why it happened and how it happened, right? How it happened and why it happened. Then what you will do, you will study this complete data. You will study this complete data, and when you go through this complete data, and you will give an answer. When you get an answer to the questions like how and when, by studying the historic data, when you are analyzing the current situation, then that is called as analysis. Remember that, guys, that is called as analysis. So what you are going to do when you are going through a historic data and analyzing the current situation is called as analysis. Okay, it is called as analysis. Now again, I will say that okay, analyzing the current situation, analysis. Okay, should be said. Analyzing the current situation using the historic data is called as analysis. And predicting the future when based on the analysis is called as analytics. Or analysis based on analysis is called analytics. Based on analysis is nothing but this one only, right? This is a analysis. Okay, based on the analysis, whatever you studied it, previous historic data, from that whatever the information you got it, for the knowledge what you got it, that knowledge you are using to predict the future. Now this is like something like this. You are now, what is the analysis will be do? You will be telling us the current situation, that is called as analysis. Now when the data, historic data, the study of the historic data is done to predict the future in 2025, something like that, what will be the situation of your business in the future, that is called as analytics. Okay, now here just see this, guys. Okay, now these three is called as analysis. These three steps, whatever is there, that will be considered as analysis. And what the steps, whatever is there, the after this, the building of the model and evaluation of the model and all those things, this is called as, you know, analytics. Okay, analytics. Now this is done, the analytics is done with the help of machine learning and deep learning. Now, this part is done with the help of machine learning and deep learning. Remember this, guys. Okay, machine learning and deep learning will be used. And in this case, now there are like different mechanisms are there for this to do the analysis. Okay, guys. Any questions? Clear? Now let's see what is the wrangling over here. What is the wrangling? Hmm? Hmm? What is data wrangling? What is data wrangling? Collection of data. Collection of data. Okay, collection of data is called as data wrangling. Now this data wrangling is also having a multiple steps under this, that is data collection or data gathering, I will write it as. Next one is data exploring. Next one, data filtering and data conversion and data merging. These are the steps involved with this. Now this is nothing but the data wrangling is nothing but collection of data, and this whole process is called as life cycle of data wrangling. Life cycle of data wrangling. Okay, so it is nothing but data gathering, data exploring, data filtering, data conversion and data merging over here. Okay, now again here the data gathering will be of two steps, guys. This is called as primary data collection and secondary data collection. primary data collection and secondary data collection. Now, secondary data collection is already someone else has collected the data and you are going to use it for your own purpose. That is called as secondary data collection. Okay. Now, what is the sources of this secondary data collection is government websites, or say that Kaggle, government websites, and magazines, not the magazines, articles and news and social media. These are the different ways you will be getting the data. Now, when you do this, now just imagine you got some data over here. Then once you get the data, you're not going to immediately take that data to the next level. First, what you are going to do, you are going to go through that data. This process of examining the data is called as data exploring. Examining the data is called examine the data, not examining. There's no word, I think so. Examine the data for, it's called data exploring. Okay, is called explore. Now there is something called as data filtering. Okay, data filtering is nothing but after examining the data, you will understand that what is important for us and what is not important for us. So this making of decision like what is important and what is not important and removing the unnecessary data from this, that is called as data filtering. Okay, removing unnecessary columns from the data is called filtering. Or I can say that unwanted columns, you can say that. You can say that unwanted columns. Unnecessary or unwanted columns for data is called filtering. Okay, guys. So this is what is called as filtering. Data filtering is removing the unnecessary unwanted columns from the data is called as, data filtering. First, see, this is specially applicable for the secondary data collection. Why you have to examine? Because you are not collecting over there. Someone else has collected the data, and that data, what you are doing? You are examining the data. After examining the data, what we are doing? We are removing the unnecessary data from that. Unnecessary, which is not required for us. That is what we are going to do it over here. Okay, that is what is called. Now, after doing this, now you may, as I told you, you may have the multiple sources. One data source may be from the government website, one may be an articles, one news, medias, and all those things. Different formats you got it. This may be in the Excel format. Okay, Excel format, I will write it as Excel format. This may be in the Word format or Notepad format or text format, something like this. And this may be again like Excel format. And this was maybe CSV format. Like there may be different formats, right? Different file formats. Now, what you are going to do, you are going to examine all those things and you remove the unnecessary columns, unwanted columns. And then what you do, you will convert that different forms of the files into one form. Okay, standardizing the file format is called data conversion. Standardizing the file format, like different formats you will be having the file, then you will be converting that one based on your requirement over there. Okay, and after conversion, now you got the data in all of them like a CSV file or the Excel, then we are going to merge it or joining. Combining the data. Okay, now this is the actual process of this one. Okay, so you will be getting the data from secondary data collection, that is the Kaggle, government websites, articles, news. And once you get the data, you will be first going through the data clearly. Okay, then what you'll do, you will remove the first. Going through the data is called as exploring, and after that you are going to filter the data, remove the unnecessary columns from the data. After filtering of the data, what you are going to do, we are going to convert them into a standardized format, one single format, CSV. Then if you are having 4 different files coming up, 4 different files, I'm converting it to CSV. Then I'm going to merge them. I'm going to merge them and I will create a one single format. The outcome of this one is of wrangling is perfect structural data. Structured data. Perfect structured data. Now there is something called as primary data collection. So primary data collection is you are the first user. That means to say that you are going to collect the data from the scratch. The source for this one is survey and research and your interviews and monitoring. All these things comes under the category of collection of the primary data collection. Okay, guys. So this is now, which one is preferable? Again, the question is that. So whenever there is a no budget constraints or time constraints, then we would like to go with the primary data collection. Now this is preferred okay, when there is a no budget or the time constraints, then we are going to go with the primary data collection. Okay, now secondary data collection is when there is a budgetary and the time constraints. Okay, guys, clear? Now, which one is preferred? Now, again, based on your availability and based on your time and all those things, you have to prefer it. But no one will do the first one. It's a very, very, difficult process. You have to take a time consumption and you have to do it. But some situations will be there where you have to do it on your own. Now, for example, the best example is the Naresh. Now, this is an institute, right? This is an institute and we want to analyze the satisfactory level of the students. Now, student satisfactory level, matlab, like, it's not only the subject wise, right? Maybe sometimes the time may be not comfortable. Maybe the facilities are not provided to the students and the promises are not kept up to the mark, or the starting time and ending time, they are not maintaining it. Even though the going on the things are good enough, but these are the things, the satisfactory level. So when just I'm giving it like, a simple example. Now, Naresh people wanted to do a research work on the satisfactory level of their students. They want to do it. Usually they have to do it. Okay. Now, when they want to do it, where I can get that? Can I get that data in the YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook? Where I will get that data? Researcher, interviews. You have to, that is what you have to create it on your own. Now, how I will create it? I will talk to them. I will call them. I will speak to them. I will ask them to fill up the forms. Okay, that is what it happens, right? They will be sending you a link and say that, let us know your satisfactory level over there. Like, what is this? So that is what is you will be doing as a primary data collection. Okay, primary data collection. Again, here, you may ask me a question. What if there is a large amount of, now the large amount of population is there. Now you want to see that like elections will be going on, right? Now, who will be winning the next election? So what they will do, all the channels will be saying that our survey says that, our survey. You think that you will be surprised. No one asked me how they are saying that, because even I will be voting, right? How they are saying it? See, they will not take entire population into consideration. They will take a small portion of the population, which is called as sample. A small portion of the population will be considered. Again, this small portion of the population, it depends how you are taking it. Either you are taking on the probability basis or non-probability basis. There's a different techniques will be there. We are going to see it in the statistics. There are multiple techniques are there. That is, suppose if I'm thinking that, okay, now you are all here. I will ask you 10 people or something like that. See who will win the next election. Now you may be saying that, okay, your favorite may be someone else. You will say that. Your favorite hero name also you will say it. That's up to you. But this survey is a genuine one. Can I reflect completely the elections? No. This is not considered. So you have to do a proper analysis over there on the data, what you're collecting. So for the different cities, like different areas, you have to go and collect a number of people, and then you have to do it. That is, there is a different sampling techniques is there. That considers a lot for your primary data collection. Now, if you take it that Naresh IT may be having like thousands and thousands of students must be studying online and all those things, right? Now you say that, okay, one teacher is very rude and is not giving the subjects in a properly. Now, if you go and ask those students, they will give 0 marks, completely 0, 5 out of 0. Now, that doesn't mean that whole Naresh IT is like that, right? It's something wrong. So you have to take the equal each and every class, and then you do that. That is a proper survey. You have to do it. That makes a lot of difference over here. You can't just go ahead and collect it, whatever you want it, and say that I did the primary data collection. No, it will not be considered. Okay. This is a very important process of like, okay, the primary data collection. Now, most of the time, no one will follow this. No one will follow this. They will want to go with this one. Okay. Now, again, the process of collecting data, if you are able to collect the data, perfect data, then 70% of your work is done, guys. Now, the industry is looking for someone who is a very good data engineer who can collect the perfect data. There's a different techniques are there. Of course, sampling techniques also. Now, if I want to do the survey for the next national elections, which is coming in 2014, do you think that I will go to the extreme like Pondicherry down and, Assam at the west side, east side, and here? I will not do it. I will take it some places wherever it is and I will do it. But that is what the actual survey has to be done. This is the way they have to take the samples from each and every place. Then you have to do that. That is a perfect way of doing the survey. Okay. Now this is, no one will be doing it. They will take the data from the existing data and they will do the exploring process, filtering process, conversion process, and monitoring. Again, these process mostly is not applicable for the primary data. Why? Means you are collecting data on your own. Okay, 100% you know what data you are collecting. Is there any need to go through it again? No need. You are collecting it. Now, do you need to filter it? Most of the time we don't need to filter it, because we will keep the perfect columns as per our requirement and we will fill it. Now, again, conversion, we will maintain only one file. Naturally, there won't be any conversion. Yeah, merging can be done if there is a lot of people out there. I may set to one person, one group of people to collect the data from different source, and this from this branch and other branch and other branch, they got the different files, right? I will merge the files. Okay, but conversion will not be required. Exploring is not required. Filtering is not required, because we are going to have a standardized format over there. Based on that, for standardized format, we are going to go with this. Now, again, this is an easy way, very easy way. Okay, but it is not trustworthy, because you are doing your analysis or the analytics based on the other person collection of the data. We don't know that how genuine the data is. There is no way that you can authenticate that this is a perfect data. No way. You have to blindly believe it and you have to go. Now, if I'm taking with a government website, if I want to get this Chinese virus details, so where I will get it? Obviously, I will go to the government website, right? And I will get that data and I will be doing it. Now, how we will trust that? There may be some people must be entering the data, right? They must be entering wrongly. Who knows? Now, there must be a people like who is entering, they must have entered some wrong information. That data is there in the government website. We say that it is 100% genuine or something like that. But the person who is entering, how you guess it? We can't say it. You have to believe it. That's it. There's no other option is there. Okay. That is what it is. The major problem with this secondary data collection is you can't authenticate it, or you can't say that how genuine is this. You have to believe it. That's it. There's no other way. Okay. Now, again, this is very cheap, very cheap. Now, if the whole people are collecting the data for years together, they spent and they collect it, I can download it within minutes. But again, it depends like how that data is. Now, this is the perfect way to do it. If you want to do it, this is a perfect way to do it. But this is a time-taking process. As I told you, if you want to do the surveys, interviews, you have to meet each and every person, and then you have to do that process. Then that is a time-taking. If there is a no budget and time constraints, then this would be the best one. But if you are not having this one, usually we will go with this one. And you may ask a doubt over here, sir, like, there is one other way is also there. I'm not taking from the other sources. I may not preparing it. Can I get it from the client? There may be a lucky if you are, నువ్వు తీసుకోవచ్చు, ఆయన ఇవ్వద్దు. ఎందుకు ఇస్తాడు? ఇవ్వడు. The data is very powerful. Now, ఇప్పుడు అమెజాన్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి గివ్ మీ యువర్ కస్టమర్ డీటెయిల్స్ అంటే ఇస్తాడు వాడు? నువ్వు తీసుకెళ్ళి if you sell that one to Flipkart people, you will become an instant crorepati within no time. So no one will give it. No one will give it. Definitely what they will do it is, usually if your client is giving, guys, I can say that you are the luckiest person, because you no need to do that stuff. Write down the model and give it to him within no time, it will happen. Okay, but client will not give the data. No way. Yeah, they will give you some structure of the data, how the data, my data will look like. They will give a structure. Now, recently I was doing an work over there. What was the work was like, Morgan Stanley, there is a bank is there? Morgan Stanley. Okay. Now, this is having some insurances. They are having some insurances papers were there, and this insurance papers, we have to, usually the people were validating that one. So we prepared, when I was working, we prepared a standard format, and then, you know, our machine will be identifying that whether he's an authorized, or we can allocate the insurance for them, or insurance will be approved or not. Now there will be, like, Morgan Stanley is a very big company, very, very big insurance based company. And, you know, Credit Suisse is one more one, which is very big. They will do with all the insurances. So what they will do, they will not give the data to you. They will give the sample, how the data, where the, in the page, in the PDF page, where the name will be there, where the person, what is the situation of the person, how much insurance he paid, whether he is a valid or not. So we prepared a model at the time to read the data from the images, and that images were also not been given to us. Like, they were showing the images in their system, remote system. They were showing us the image, and we were capturing the image from here by using a OCR technique. And then we are going through that complete data, and we are authorizing, or we are coming to a conclusion that whether we can give that, you know, it is an approved or not. Of course, the 80-85% of the success rate was there, and the remaining, whatever they were not able to do it, like that 15% or something like that, we were not able to do it, that was manually done by the humans. Okay, that is a complicated situation. But see that, like, you know, the how the data will be getting, you will not get this data somewhere outside, nor we can prepare our own format. You have to get the format from the client, and taking that format from the client, you have to prepare the model about yours. Now that will save a lot and lot of money. They were saving it with that application. So this is how the thing will be going on. This is the process of data gathering, okay, which is also called as data wrangling. Now the outcome of this one is the perfect structured data, guys. Now here I'm not saying that data is 100% perfect. I'm saying it, the structure of the data is perfect as per our requirement. Okay, so I will stop it over here, and we will continue it tomorrow with this. Now going to the next level, which is called as data cleansing over here. Okay, data cleansing. Yes, guys, any questions? Any questions? Okay, great. So I'm going to stop it over here. And guys, I will strongly recommend you to prepare this one when you are going for the interview. Try to, they will definitely ask what is data science. So just give a small interview, like interview, they will ask you the, what is data science? Don't stop it saying that it is a process of extracting the knowledge from the data. Never stop it. And you can say that, you know, yeah, there is a life cycle of the data science is there, something, add it, small thing. And you know, when you add it, definitely the opposite person will be asking, okay, tell me the data science life cycle. Again, I'm saying it, this life cycle will be fetch you a job, and it will kill the, you know, complete time of the interviewer. I've seen so many people, I told you before also, I've seen so many people who are not good with the coding, but they were able to fetch the job just because of this theory concepts. Again, guys, you may ask me a question that how I will survive once I get inside. No way. You can easily survive. Very, very easily you can survive, not to worry about. Once the cracking the interview is very, very important. After getting into that, all our bakwas people will be sitting over there. I'm saying it right. Like, only there will be, you must have heard about, like, in the industry, a firing is going on. They will be removing it, layoff is going on, and they will remove all the people. Do you think that everyone will be removed? No, why? 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 Huh? ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో స్కిల్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళని బయటికి పంపిస్తారా? మరి వాళ్ళని ఎందుకు ఉంచుకుంటారు మరి స్కిల్స్ లేనప్పుడు? So actually how the industry will goes on is, if there is, this is what you have to concentrate on. Now if there is an like 100 people are there guys, 100 people in this, like you can say that really qualified people like 80 or 20% are the qualified people, only 20% who can really single-handedly can implement the project. Now what about these people? ये पूरे बकवास है, अंदर वेस्ट, మా మామ, మా తమ్ముడు, మా బొమ్మర్ది, వీళ్ళు లెక్క. These all will be hired like this. They don't know anything. Yeah, they don't know minimum things, and these are the people who will be poking the guys who are really working. These are the people who will be poking, and whenever this is 80% people will be sitting on this. Now you may ask me a question, why they are taking, sir? See, actually till now the projects were going on the head count. Now the project will be, how it will be going on is, if there is a Java project is going on, so what they will do is like, they will say that, see sir, if the client is there, your project we are using the software Java, so no price for this, but we are giving you nearly 100 people are there for you, and this is the head count for this project. So the client will say, okay, what is the billing for them? For each person they may bill per hour. I'm not talking completely, per hour they may bill around like $80 to $100, $80 to $100. And they will also say that, because you know, these people are working night time. They will never say that, because we are working in the daytime only. For US people it will be night, so they are working at the night for you people, so we are going to give the night allowances. So this will make up to the round figure $100 per hour. Per hour. మనోళ్ళు తెలుసుగా 8-9 గంటలకు 10 o'clock enter అయ్యారు అనుకుందాం. They enter 10 o'clock. They will get out at 8 o'clock. చేసిన పని ఎంత 2 గంటలు. That is what the thing. They will work for only 2 hours. ఆ 2 hours కూడా ఆ గూగుల్ సెర్చ్ చేసి పెట్టడమే, కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేయడం, అంతేగాని ఇంకేం చేయరు. So this 2 hours, this 8 to 10 hours, what they will do, 10 hours they will bill it over here. Now 10 hours means how much you are going to get it? $800 you are going to get it per head, per person. Into 100 you do it, how much you are going to get it? $80,000 per day for a project. Now 80,000 into 70 తీసుకుందాం, చిల్లర ఉంది, ఎంత ఇది? 56,000,000 ఇది Indian rupees per day. Per day I'm talking about, per day. Now ఇప్పుడు one person $100 they are paying, so 10 hours $800 into 100 80,000 into 70. This is Indian currency లో వచ్చే డబ్బులు. ఎంత ఇది? 56 lakhs per day you are getting it. Just take it as 20 also. Now 50 తీసుకో, ఇది 6 ఇచ్చేద్దాం. Okay, into 20 you do it. How much you are going to get it? 10 కోట్లు, 10 crores on a one single project. Now per month, one single project, 10 crores you are going to get it per month. అట్లా దాన్ని 2 years లాగుతారు. ఎందుకు ఇస్తారు అనుకుంటున్నాం అంత డబ్బులు? ఇప్పుడు ఏం రాదు కదా. No one, he will not get anything, he will not having any knowledge also, but still why we are doing is because the same head count, even though if he is a senior guy with the 10 years, or even though it is a 3 years guy, they will make it the same head count, something like, they will standardize things, they will not do it, they will standardize it. Now వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే, the really qualified people ni oka 25 people తీసుకుంటారు. They are really qualified, and really means they will be charged like 25 to 30 lakhs per month. They will be paying 30 lakhs per month they will be paying, and remaining all ni 5 lakhs olan తీసుకొస్తారు. And what their duty is, they have to support this. Each person will be allocated with 3 to 4 never do anything. They will never do anything, you know. They will just sit. Morning they will get it, they will get 3. I know some guys, they will get 3 tiffins. Morning after they come down, they will have the breakfast, they will have the lunch, and they will have the, you know, the evening, and then in the middle the tea breaks, and you know, their salary will be like 10 lakhs or something like that. And you know what they have to do, they have to do something or the other, right? Complaint చేస్తారు. Why this guy is there, why we want this guy, and I will always raise it. So they will be saying that this guy will be coming and saying that he will be giving the how to read the emails, how to write an email. E-training is centered. Janala, just juniors, the people who are juniors, they will be doing it. There will be like a lot of people will be there. Like, that's what I'm saying it. Entering is, you will be far better than these people. They will never learn, never do it, and they never do the work, nor they will allow the other people to do the work. All they will be doing is, these are the people, like, you know, vaadu north nunchi, vedu south nunchi, vedu manodu, vaadu vere vaadu, this all mana caste, this all these people will be doing it. This will be happening it. And you know, these people are the ones the first to kicked off when the layoff is going on. Project aipogane etti padayadame 80%, not this 20. Never, they will never touch these 20 people, because once they are gone means they are always in the demand. Now some people, if you check it out, .NET will be there, .NET technology or the testing technology. .NET we will take it as. Now compared to that of .NET, you know, usually they will pay it very low for the .NET people. Usually they will say it. Now ippudu Java 5 years guy, he may be earning like 8 to 10 lakhs. Now the same .NET 5 years guy, he will be getting like 5 lakhs. Okay, but not all the .NET people, not all the .NET. There will be some people will be there with the 5 years only, they will be earning 25 lakhs with the .NET. Now those people are under the category of 20. They will always have demand. No doubt, whatever it is, you are in the worst situation where everyone is laid off, still it is. And just never think that how I will survive, whether I will crack the job or not. Okay, if you are putting on the hard work, that is observed, that is accountable, that is definitely, that is observed. Radu, and he is doing it, he's doing something or the other over there. That is very important, guys. Why I'm telling this one is, industry ante andar brilliance lu andar topulu untaru. I'm doing an IT job, laksha rupayalu vastundi ante, they are not all very intelligent people, you know. It's purely luck. And whenever you are going for a drive, never go at the starting, try to go at the last. ఎందుకంటే స్టార్టింగ్ పోతే ఇంటర్వ్యూయర్ ఎనర్జెటిక్ ఉంటాడు, ఆడుకుంటాడు. సో when you go at the last, they will be having the count. Usually what they will do it is, the starting, they will take it very aggressive interview, very aggressive interview. One interview will be of 1 hour or so. After lunch, right, they will see the count. What is the productivity of this interview, this drive? So what they will do is, like, they will try to close up as soon as possible. First of all, they are completely tired, first thing. Okay, and when it comes to the last phase, right, they want to close down. If little bit good guys are there, they will close it up, because they are already seen worst guys in their all first half. Meer oka 10 lo 5 answers chesina gan select. If you go starting, if you are giving 10 out of 6 or 7 answers correctly, they will not select you. I'm ఎందుకంటే నేను ఉన్నానుగా, నాకు తెలుసుగా పరిస్థితి డ్రైవ్ లో. సో నెవర్ గో ఇన్ ద స్టార్టింగ్, నెవర్ పొద్దున్నే లేచి పరిగెత్తుకొని వెళ్ళాడు నిల్చుంటే తొందరగా వచ్చేస్తారు బయటికి. సో ఇట్ is never recommended. Go on the second half, try to be there in the second half, at least you can go. అని సెకండ్ హాఫ్ అంటే ఇంటర్వ్యూ అయిపోయినాక కాదు ప్లీజ్. సో ఇంటర్వ్యూ అవుతున్నప్పుడు సెకండ్ హాఫ్ ప్లీజ్ ఎంటర్ అట్ ద టైమ్. దట్ ఈస్ ద రైట్ టైమ్ టు క్రాక్ ద ఇంటర్వ్యూ. ప్యూర్ లక్ గైస్, ప్యూర్ లక్. ఒక్కసారి ఎంటర్ అయినారు అనుకో, డెఫినెట్లీ ఎవడో ఒకడు తగులుతాడు, మీకు హెల్ప్ చేస్తాడు. That's for sure. Definitely there will be one or other guys who will be helping you in that. And one more thing is, you should be always in a learning curve. Like always you should be learning something or the other. First time చెప్పాడు like how to do the connectivity to the database. Next time you have to do it on your own. Next time వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ అడిగితే it was like really worst. So that is how the things will be there, guys. That's why I will always say that yeah, that would be the one. Now this is the way it will be going on. Okay, try to understand and never demotivate yourself like, can I get it, can I do it, can I do it? No, you will get it. Definitely you will get it. Chala no jobs unnai akkada, but definitely you will get it. Only thing is that don't give up. ఫస్ట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూకి వెళ్తే మీరు రిజెక్ట్ అయిపోతారేమో, కంప్లీట్ జీరో, ఒక్క ఆన్సర్ కూడా ఇవ్వరు, ఆ పొజిషన్ లో ఉండరు అనుకోండి. సో you are not doing a single question answered, but still you are knowing that what are the interview questions they will be asking. Make a list of all of them. ఒక 10 questions అడిగినారు అనుకో, ఒక 10 ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ అటెండ్ కండి. You will be having like 100 interview questions, real time interview questions. Do the research and prepare it. 11th interview, definitely you will get it. 100% you will be doing it. And again, I'm saying not to worry about how I will survive. There will be someone who will be helping you to survive it. Okay. Chalo, then I will stopping it over here, guys. We will meet tomorrow, continuing the